and they say Trump gonna take away Black History Month. They say he's a racist, but I'm gonna play a couple of clips to prove that he's not, and he loves America. Nothing wrong with that.
African Americans fought for the patriot cause, the Revolutionary War. Did you know that? 10,000, and actually a number, even I've heard even higher than that, helping secure our independence in every generation since, from the Buffalo Soldiers to the Tuskegee Airmen. Black Americans have stepped forward to defend the flag and to defend our country like few others, really, like few others. And you've never really been given the recognition that you should get for that. You know that, Ben? They never, I don't think a lot of people have given the kind of recognition, but everyone knows all about the Tuskegee Airmen. They were great and amazing. The Buffalo Soldiers. Do you know the Buffalo Soldiers? Good stuff, right? From jazz to the blues. That you know, that you do get recognition for. Jazz, the blues, from rock and roll to rap. Black artists like Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters. How about Nicki Minaj? Do we love Nicki Minaj? Right? I love Nicki Minaj. She was here a couple of weeks ago. She's so beautiful. Her skin's so beautiful. I said, Nicki is so beautiful. Her nails are like that long. I said, Nicki, are they real? And she said, she didn't want to get into that. But she was so beautiful and so great. And she gets it, you know, more importantly, frankly, she gets it. But black leaders from Frederick Douglass to Martin Luther King, right?
Good morning, good morning.
Over here. Boy.
So we got to talk about mainstream local media. Once again, trying to declare that President Trump is a racist. Now, this is laughable because they're doing it during Black History Month, right? They want to call Trump a racist. And this is what the media has been doing for years, okay? I think at this point, most of us reasonable people can agree that the term racist doesn't really mean anything, right? If you're labeled as a racist, in fact, that's probably a good thing.
Right, Trump's not a racist. Black History Month not canceled. You know, they supposed he gonna end Black History Month. That's crazy. And here we are celebrating in the White House.
I'm not sure if I respect you. Seriously, right? Just like if you're a black person and you haven't been called a sellout or, you know, some type of racial slur, that basically means you're a black person with common sense, right? I'm not sure if I respect you. Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? I don't respect white people who haven't been called racist, and I don't respect black people who haven't been called sellouts.
Good morning.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So anyway, we got to talk about.
So you was upset when Obama had the monkey picture put on him.
Who is going to confront Caroline Levitt on Trump being a racist, right? He's going to say, where or when does the president believe he has been falsely called racist? You know, this is a laughable question because the media and Democrats basically call the president racist every day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Third question. Yesterday in his statement about Jesse Jackson, the president said, despite the fact that I'm falsely and consistently called a racist by the scoundrels and lunatics on the radical left, Democrats all, it was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. Where or when does the president believe he's been falsely called racist?
Wow.
You're kidding, right?
Right.
I will pull you plethora of examples. I'm going to get my team in that room to start going through the internet of radical Democrats throughout the years, Ed, who have accused this president falsely of being a racist. And I'm sure there's many people in this room and on network television across the country who have accused him of the same. In fact, I know that because I've seen it with my own eyes. And the president very much looks forward to having a event later this afternoon at 3 p.m. to celebrate Black History Month and to talk about how his policies are advancing opportunity and prosperity for all Americans through record tax cuts through the Trump accounts that all Americans can access regardless of race. These are a great thing for the next generation of Americans. The president has also awarded hundreds of millions of dollars in additional funding to strengthen educational outcomes at historically Black colleges and universities across the country. Again, the president is protecting the hard-earned benefits of the 2.4 million Black veterans who honorably served in our nation's armed forces by reducing the Black backlog of veterans waiting for their VA benefits and for their home loans through the Department of Veterans Affairs. So there is a lot this president has done for all Americans, regardless of race, and he has absolutely been falsely called and smeared as a racist, and I'm happy to provide you those receipts, and we gladly will right after this briefing.
Yeah, so I'm sure they're not going to have a hard time finding these examples, mainly because the reporter that confronted Caroline Leavitt about the false claims that the president is racist made the false claims. Right? Ed O'Keefe here. He said back in 2019, watch. President Trump
Funny
received
as a picture of
backlash and
Obama's,
support
everybody
over
got crazy
his
about
racist
it.
tweets.
But yet I'm a YouTuber.
So
I get called.
him and another
That's
guest
amazing.
discussed that in the latest campaign news on CBS, right? So the same reporter has falsely accused the president of being racist. And I guess there's multiple ways you can interpret that question, right? In the sense that he could be saying that, hey, the media never calls the president racist. Now, we know that's false, right? We know that Democrats in the media call the president racist all the time. In fact, we're about to get into it. But he also could be saying that the media and the Democrats calling Trump racist is not false in the sense that he actually is a racist. So he's not falsely being accused of racism because he's a racist, right? And that is what these people actually really believe, right? They actually really do believe that the president's racist. I mean, Don Lemon here, not too long ago when he was on CNN, unequivocally called the president a racist, or national television as a so-called journalist.
And this is for anyone who may be taken aback by my comments. I want to be very clear here. I don't really care if you are. I hope you are. For years now, it has been, 2.5 years since he officially entered the political arena. For years, I and others have been trying to tell you, the American people, that this man was exhibiting bigoted behavior. I asked him about it a number of times and he denied it, but kept up the racist rhetoric and behavior throughout the campaign and now while he's in the White House. His supporters made excuses, continue to make excuses for him. Some of them people I personally know. Some of them are his friends, as a matter of fact. I can hear them now telling me, oh, Donald didn't mean that. Donald isn't a racist, or just people who don't know him. I think it was taken out of context. I'm not sure. How many examples do you need of this? But he is a racist. And for all of you who over the last few years have uttered that tired, lazy, uninformed, uneducated, ignorant response of calling me and others who point out racist behavior racists, you know what you can go do? I can't say that, but you can go read a book, a history book, because you might learn that people from some of those shithole countries were slaves who were brought here by force to help build this country, and then start your learning process from there. You also might want to do some self-examination. What does it say about you that no matter what, you continue to make excuses for this man, for his vile behavior, this sort of vile behavior? Doesn't that make you just as bad, if not worse, than him?
Yeah, I guess I'm a racist, right? Proud racist here, okay, because I support the president in his alleged racist behavior, right? In fact, there was a whole bunch of racists that showed up to the White House today to celebrate the racist president, okay, including this grandma here, right? Grandma, who is going to deliver a message to the media, who continues to call the president racist. Let's listen. Come on. Yes, you can.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Here we go.
I like her. Please.
I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson.
Right.
It seemed like nobody cared.
Like
I'm
and subscribe,
an advocate
everybody.
for
Like and
murder.
subscribe.
I
Good morning.
marched.
Good morning. Good
I
morning.
rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats, get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out here to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress.
Good morning, Daniel. Good morning.
To testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me in the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
That's what I'm talking about, Grandma.
Goosebumps, right? Goosebumps, seriously, right? Seriously, goosebumps all over the place. Hey, I highly doubt that CNN is going to cover this. I highly doubt that BSNL is going to cover it. CBS, ABC, NBC. I highly doubt that
subscribe.
To pick up on this message because it doesn't fit the narrative, right? The last thing they want to see is a black woman, an elderly black woman, and she calls herself grandma, right? So, hey, I'm just going with what she calls herself, right? They don't want to see a black grandma at the White House defending President Trump, who they claim is a racist, because she personally experienced the consequences of crime that was allowed to get out of control due to Democrat leadership in Washington, D.C., as the mainstream media told us that this was made up, that we didn't need the National Guard, that there was no crime problem in D.C. And again, it affects black people negatively, right? More so than anything. So again, we know the history of President Trump. We know that he is not a racist, that he has always been an advocate for black folks and helping out black people. Like, for example, the late Jesse Jackson. We know that he has a history with Jesse Jackson, even though, Jesse Jackson probably did not stand up for the president as much as he should have against the allegations of racism, despite the fact that President Trump helped out Jesse Jackson quite a bit.
I want to begin by expressing our sadness at the passing of a person who has made very well. Jesse was a piece of work. He was a piece of work. But he was a good man. He was a real hero. I just want to pay my highest respects to Reverend Jesse Jackson. He's actually, as you got to know, he got better and better all the time. A lot of people you get to know, they get worse and worse. Jesse got better and better. But I knew him well long before becoming president, and he really was special with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts. You would say Jesse had serious street smarts, right? A very important ingredient to life. He was gregarious and someone who truly loved people, and a force of nature who was somebody that we're going to greatly miss. On behalf of everyone here today, I know you join me in sending our condolences to the entire family.
I now want to bring forth a friend who, when we opened this Wall Street project and we talked about it, he gave us space at 40 Wall Street, which was to make a statement about our having a presence there. Beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and the will to risk to make things better. He was an effective builder of building with the builder people. Last year he was a part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so this, a year later, Donald Trump, for humanist challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
Well, it is an honor to be here, and I was with Jesse last year, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a little different. Jesse started off by saying, most of the wealth in this country is in the hands of a few. And I thought to myself, is that a bad thing? What's wrong with that, Jesse? And he said, listen, I want some office space in your building on Wall Street, because the wall on Wall will fall. And I said, it's okay, Jesse, I'll make a good deal with you. I'll get you some space. You'll pay about $40 a foot. And he said, no. I don't want to pay 40. I said, how about 30? No. It's the cheapest deal I ever made in the history of 40 Wall Street. Is that right? He got it for nothing. He's a very tough negotiator. You know that, right? He's a terrific guy. We love him, and I'm here for him. And I will tell you.
Which is what I voted for. You know what I'm saying? Common sense president. He can talk, articulate, and he's honest. Speaking his mind.
25%, and I think the number's going up. And they do a great job. There are no better builders than we have in New York, and a big percentage of that is Black and minority folks.
So Jesse Jackson has passed away, and President Trump wrote a lengthy message giving his thoughts on the passing of Jesse Jackson. Now, some people are criticizing President Trump by saying, okay, Jesse has passed. Why does President Trump need to take this moment to talk about all the things that he's done? Well, maybe it's because so many people keep pretending that it never happened. So many people are acting as if they have amnesia. And God rest his soul, but publicly, Jesse did the same thing. And it was one of the issues that I always had, was that he sat back and he allowed President Trump to be slandered and called a racist. I don't recall him ever coming out publicly and defending him.
Amazing.
Regardless of the fact that many of us who know and remember know about President Trump's support of the Rainbow Coalition, President Trump's support of Jesse Jackson's run to be the first Black president, and his continued support of him throughout the years. I felt the same way when Jennifer Hudson, many people commented on her uncomfortable posture at the Grammys when Trevor Noah was making fun of Nicki Minaj and Donald Trump. Yeah, because Jennifer is well aware that President Trump is not racist and that he assisted her and her family, that he was good to her.
Amazing. See, y'all hear that? He ain't perfect.
Many Black Americans who know very well that Trump has been supporting people, not because they're Black, but just because this is just what he's been doing. We've known this since the 80s. And so Jesse Jackson, yes, he passed away. President Trump sent his condolences. He still said something nice about him. He still maintained, their friendship. But it's interesting because the critique that people are giving President Trump is saying, oh, well, why is he taking this moment to talk about all the things he's did? Because it's righteous anger. It's
good morning. Good morning.
To give condolences to Jesse Jackson, but yeah.
Thank you, guys. Subscribe. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you.
Do a lot for Jesse, and he has, and not because he needed to, because it made
right. Trump's a Democrat, so he switched from being a Democrat to Republican. Everybody freak out
when he offered space at 40 Wall Street for the Rainbow Coalition and created jobs and rightfully praised the fact that these opportunities were going to go to Blacks and minorities and that he was proud of it.
Happy Black History Month.
Never even thought about or had
Happy America Month.
Why? Because he was asked about running for president many times. Even your beloved Oprah Winfrey suggested it to him back when everyone loved him, before he said he was running as a Republican against their party.
Right. Subscribe, okay. Everybody.
So
subscribe. Thank you. Good morning.
He doesn't want to run as president, and he was still doing all of this. And so I don't know. That message, I don't have a problem with Trump's message. I don't have a problem with him highlighting the things that he's done with Jesse Jackson over the years. And I'm sure that he probably took the position of, I understand Jesse would have been ostracized from the Black community. The left would have taken Jesse down if he went against what
racist, yet they'll try to bury these videos.
Everybody's saying I should run for president. Let me ask you a question. Meatloaf, should I run for president?
Absolutely.
Now, you would definitely vote for me.
I would vote for you. In fact, I'll help you with your campaign.
What do you think, Star? You're a political analyst.
Of course, I'm right here now, ready to roll.
Who would not vote for me? Who would not vote for me? All right, good.
A hot hand, don't raise your hand.
I would say anybody that raised their hand would immediately be fired because they're stupid.
Right.
They'll say Trump is racist, yet they'll try.
Amazing how that be.
They want it against their propaganda. It's the reason why Jennifer Hudson, it's the reason why Jesse Jackson, it's the reason why
Subscribe, everybody. Thank you. Let's grow together. Let's learn together.
Because they don't want to
Common Sense channel. Common Sense
here. They
here.
don't want to lose their money. They don't want to lose their opportunity. Mike Tyson, Nicki Minaj, and a couple others are the only ones that said, you guys can't cancel me. I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend the guy is racist when he's not, just because you have a political agenda. I'm going to support him. He's been my friend. Shout out to Mike Tyson for, having integrity and loyalty. So, rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. I don't have a problem with Trump's message. Yeah, I think I'd be a little irritated too if I've been around a certain group of people for a very long time as friends, and the moment I get into politics, the smear campaign comes and barely anybody stands up to defend me because they don't want to lose their endorsements or their money.
Facts. I mean, she was 100% correct, right?
She was cooking.
100% correct. We all have seen images of Trump around black people, with black people. He was loved within black spaces, right? Black people would rap and sing about Trump. And then all of a sudden, when he decided to run for president as a Republican, all that went out the window because Democrats cracked the whip on black folks and said, hey, you got to get in line, go till that plantation, okay, on our behalf, which means come out here and to smear Trump and to call any black person that supports Trump a sellout, right, and to ruin their career opportunities.
She in hot water. Talking about the ICE situation. She was stupid for that.
Happened, right?
Stupid.
That's exactly what happened. So,
They are federal agents. What are you talking about? She can't do that.
In 2026,
They doing their job.
Does any white man really care about being called racist? I mean, seriously.
Who cares?
Let's keep it all the way 100. If you haven't been called racist as a white man, I'm not sure if I respect you. Seriously, right? Seriously. It's okay, right? It's totally okay. It doesn't mean anything, right? Except actually it does mean something. It means that, again, you're for actual equal rights, that you're for common sense, that you're not for the race revolution, the communist overthrow of this country, right? The cultural Marxism that is being pushed in this country by Democrats and their comrades. Yeah, I think that at this point in time, it's probably a good thing to be called racist, right? Seriously. So, it's almost like a badge of honor at this point. They're going to call the president racist no matter what. It doesn't matter what he does, right? It doesn't matter how many Black History events he has in the White House. It doesn't matter how much he does for the Black community, how much money he gives to HBCUs to keep them alive, even though some of these HBCUs probably shouldn't exist. It doesn't matter how much he helps these individuals, right? They're still going to say that he's racist. They're going to say, well, he only did it for himself, right? He only did it to prove that he's not racist. He's still racist. So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. You might as well proudly just be racist, right? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Amazing.
It's time for Lefties Losing It, and here is Ice Age actor John Leguizamo railing against ICE, saying that if you support
These actors are tripping. Sending people off, these actors, activists.
You must hate immigrants and you can't eat their food.
If you don't like Latin people and you don't like us speaking Spanish and you don't like us being here, then you can't eat our chocolate because we gave you that. You can't eat our vanilla, get off it. You can't have our tomato sauces or ketchup because we brought the world tomato and tomato sauces. You can't have anything spicy or hot because we gave the world chilies. Get your hands off of it. where you can't eat corn or popcorn because we gave you that. You can't eat our squashes, no zucchini, nothing, because that's ours. No beans. Oh, we gave the world all the beans. That's right.
Now to another actor and comic, Kumail Nanjiani, who gets all teary, assuming that people believing in migration laws, well, that means that migrants are demonized.
I think the demonization of immigrants is so contrary to what America tells itself it is. I mean, the idea these people have come from all over the world to fight for a better life for themselves and their family, and the fact that we're demonizing them, to me, is really, really heartbreaking. So.
The only ones demonising immigrants are the Democrats who conflate illegal and legal migrants like laws mean nothing. Now, this is a celebrity losing it that I did not expect to see. I always saw Dave Chappelle as a largely sane, old-school FB, but no, he has succumbed to the woke mind virus. Here he is, visiting a memorial and paying his respects to Alex Pretty. This is the dude Dave Chappelle is paying tribute to, a man who repeatedly clashed with law enforcement, who was violent and came to these protests armed with a gun and extra ammo. Pick your heroes a little more carefully, Democrats. Now to trans activist Dylan Mulvaney, who's
Right, close the border, HBCU.
Stepping into the role of Anne Boleyn.
Black History Month still is Black History Month.
And in typical Dylan style, he is playing the victim and finding all sorts of similarities between himself and Anne Boleyn.
I think some people might consider me to be a slightly polarizing woman.
Sure.
And I'm playing Anne Boleyn, who famously was also quite polarizing. And I think there's something really beautiful about getting to embody this woman who was a little bit ahead of her time, and I think a lot of it misunderstood.
Well, there you go. Dylan mocking womanhood is just like the Queen of England being beheaded for treason by Henry VIII, obviously. We should be grateful that Dylan and the production's writer are taking this historical figure seriously.
Is that the writer of Six? Is that Toby Marlowe?
Is that Anne Boleyn?
Tran-Boleyn.
It's Tran-Boleyn.
It's 2026, babe.
It's 26.
Let's bring in documentary filmmaker and political commentator Ami Horowitz. Ami, I trust you've already purchased your tickets?
Oh, no question about it. I mean, look, I can't get enough of Broadway in general. That I think it's so awful these days. Totally trash. They're bringing in Dylan Mulvaney. Oh, God, just the whole thing's a joke. But it's funny. Remember the time when he was so popular that he actually, like a massive, I don't even think what beer company it was, but brought him in to represent them? God, things have really changed. For the better, I would say. For the better.
Yeah, he almost destroyed Bud Light. I mean, they lost something like $1 billion, it was reported, from the backlash of that, and it's taking them a long time to recover. Now let's talk about more important matters. Earlier today, a grandmother, Felicia Cook, gave a very memorable speech at the White House to mark Black History Month. This is something worth watching.
Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over, because he allowed his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats, get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be stand up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
I just love her. I think the White House should hire her as a spokesperson of some type. She is brilliant. She articulated so much in so few words and in such a powerful fashion.
Yeah, and I think she represents more and more of the Black community, frankly, right? I think there's maybe even a silent majority that thinks along the lines that she does. Good for her. Her name to be on the list of all young Black men and women across the country, and not somebody like race grifters like Nicole Hannah-Jones or Ibram X. Kendi. Good for her. And yes, Donald Trump, undoubtedly, Donald Trump saved a lot of Black lives in Washington, D.C., when he called them the National Guard. So good on her. And I'm so glad he brought her there for Black History Month. He represents the best of the Black community. I'm here for it.
I think it's been one of the most underreported stories recently, the fact that there has been a dramatic drop in violent crime in the US in the past 12 months, around 20% drop in the murder rate. And like you said, a lot of that is in blue cities, in areas dominated by Black Americans, and they're the ones whose lives are being saved. And yet there seems to be very little reporting of that at all. Now, I want to talk about J.D. Vance. He's shared his thoughts on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's performance in Europe when she floundered on the world stage at the Munich Security Conference. Here's a little reminder of what happened with AOC.
Should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is of course a very long-standing
Get it out.
policy of the United States.
Well, the Vice President has shared his thoughts on the Congresswoman's embarrassing performance.
Well, I think it's a person who doesn't know what she actually thinks. And I've seen this way too much in Washington with politicians where they are given lines. And when you ask them to go outside the lines they were given, they completely fall apart because, look, does anybody really believe that AOC has very thoughtful ideas about the global world order or about what the United States should do with our policy in Asia or our policy in Europe? No, this is a person who is mouthing the slogans that somebody else gave her.
It's hard to disagree with J.D. Vance there. AOC is talked about as the future of the Democrats, but those of us who've observed her closely since she burst onto the scene, well, we weren't surprised by that performance in Munich.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely not surprised.
And this is not AI. Some people say it's AI. No, it's not.
For just a second. Look, is she an idiot? Yes, of course she is. But is she a global world view that she can articulate generally? She does. Like, look, obviously, she doesn't know anything about Taiwan and China, right? Because she is a geopolitical moron. But she does have this Marxist point of view on how the globe
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Anti-capital, pro-Marxist view. I don't want to discount that because she's a powerful voice in the U.S. Congress and possibly running for president, pushing that viewpoint. A perfect example of that encapsulated is her comment on Venezuela. Yes, she's an idiot. Venezuela is not south of the equator, but she's making a larger point because she's trying to create this strife between the South and the North. That's why she said that, right? Because she wants to create this battle, like geopolitical, economic, social battle royale between the South and the North. That's what I mean by that. Look, she's a state Democratic Party, right? Is this going to dent her popularity in the Democratic Party? Rita, not one iota, okay? Do not sleep on AOC. I know we're talking about Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris, but don't sleep on her because in every poll we've seen in 2026, she is consistently in the top 5 which is why you saw the Democratic establishment and the Democratic media attacking her in Munich, because they are scared to death that she might leaf in and kind of coalesce that leftist vote away from Kamala and Gavin Newsom, and maybe slip in and become the winner of the Democratic primary.
Let's do this right quick.
Well, we've got Mamdani in New York. Why not AOC across America? No. It appears that soon to be
my name is in the files.
Well, in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. I wasn't his
You were
friend.
too old for him.
I was not only too old, but it was at a time, where this is just not, you used to have facts before you said stuff.
Do you know what the word hypocrite means? It literally means when a person's behavior contradicts what they say.
Right.
Or what they say they believe in, or what they say their feelings are. It means that they get upset when one person or persons do exactly what they do. That's what a hypocrite means. Miss Seeley, you are a hypocrite. And it's so sad because you had such a wonderful career and just really thought that you would have handled yourself much better than you have in the past few years. It's really unfortunate that this is how you're going to go down, that we won't really be able to appreciate your EGOT. We're going to now have to, at the end of the day, discuss about how much of a hypocrite you
Subscribe, everybody. Thank you. Subscribe. Let's have some fun. Let's learn. Common sense.
Now, when your name is listed,
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, I can explain it. Oh, I needed a plane. Oh, I just needed a jet. I'm not his girlfriend. I'm not his winch. I'm not even his friend. I just needed a plane. Somebody needed to borrow my plane, whatever the discussion is. But when Trump is mentioned in it, oh, Lord, he is everything, did everything, even though that's not what's in these files. So let me just say this to you, since it's Black History Month. All you Black folk think, oh, well, there's no Black people in there. Obama's not in there. There's no Black people in there. They sprinkled a little Jay-Z and Pusha T in there, but there's no real Black people in there. Wait until the Little Caesar pizza part of it comes out. Just wait until the underground tunnels over there in D.C., running through to New York and all that kind of stuff. Just wait until Little Caesar's Pizzeria comes out. See, y'all don't know what you're dealing with. You have no idea what you're dealing with. But you know what? Keep on talking. Keep running your mouth.
My name.
Consider yourself. I was thinking the other day, and I was going to do a video, but I got busy. Since it's Black History Month, right? I was wondering, why is it that the NAACP and the Black Caucus and the sororities and fraternities and all these big-time preachers, T.D. Jakes and Jamal Bryant and all this other people and the Rainbow Coalition, Jesse probably can't say that. But all these people, right? Why don't they ever call for a complete ceasefire for the 28 days of February? Like you will protest Target, who, to my understanding, has not gone out and shot anybody's child. You will yell and scream about illegal immigrants being in this country, taking jobs from melanated Americans, from other Americans, from just Americans.
Good morning. She preaching. That's why I'm quiet.
But you will not call for a ceasefire in your communities. There has already been 101 shootings in Chicago alone, and it's only February. But you won't call for a ceasefire. You won't tell the people, hey, man, put your guns down. Come on, man, let's get together. Let's do this.
Let's go for a barbecue or something. Let's go barbecue.
Run around here talking about black excellence.
Let's talk.
All the damn time.
Right.
Black excellence. Man, y'all so full of shit. Why don't you do something that actually, why don't you say, hey, man, let's come on. We like to do picnics. We like to do barbecues. I know it's a little cold outside, but we can have a community picnic inside of one of these gargantuan gymnasiums that you have over there at your church houses. Why don't you do that? No, you're going to do a sit-in at Target. This is how much they hate you. They hate your ass. They don't try to protect you. They don't try to help you. They don't try to do shit. They do not give a damn about you, your children, your mama too. Oh, this is what it is. You know, I was thinking the other day, and I was going to do a video.
Yeah, one more clip.
A religious man.
No, hold on.
I know you fucking lied. I know you say what? Henry say what?
It went too far. It's been disruptive and destabilizing, and it needs to be fixed in a humane way with secure borders.
Oh, and then Obama done jumped in the motherfucker.
We're a nation of laws. We have borders, and we've got to figure out an immigration policy that is orderly and that is fair and is enforced in a sensible way that is compatible with our values, but may not fully capture the degree to which that kid should have the same chances in life as a U.S. citizen kid. But, you know, we've got to accommodate the reality that the majority of American people think that there's a difference between somebody who's a U.S. citizen and somebody who's not.
Amazing.
Oh, mother, and they had y'all out there in the streets. Y'all out there in the streets losing your lives behind this. I told you. And another one down, another one bites the dust. Don't. Hey, I told you to stay your black ass at home, and I told you to stay your white ass at home. You got these kids out there in the middle of the damn street, and Hillary and Obama that came out there and told you we gotta have laws, we gotta have borders.
What up, Jason?
Call me because I need to do a press conference. I need to do a press conference right away, because baby, look at you sons of bitches. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You ought to feel dumb as a bucket of shrimp. I told y'all ass, just a matter of time. Where's my Will Wait? We will wait hat. You all need to order your Will Wait hats. Go get your Will Wait. It's just a matter of time. Go Trump. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. I'm proud of you, all. These mother.
Peppermint Patty and the Democrats are now trying to pin it on him, and they're now saying that he and his allies control the world. I mean, I'm like, am I hearing things? Watch.
It is Trump, yes, and we should
Psaki.
dig more about that.
Dang.
It is the wealthy, the elites, in basically every faction of the world. It's global leaders. It's people in the business sector. It is people in Hollywood, probably. Who knows? It is a bunch of people who think that they can get away with anything.
Amazing.
No, they're not getting away with it. I mean, this woman, she was the top lawyer at the White House for Barack Obama, Catherine Rumler, and then she was the top Goldman Sachs lawyer. And now she's resigning because all these emails came out and she was accepting gifts from Epstein. Now she would argue, well, he was a client, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm just a lawyer and I'm defending him. But she wasn't
Texas.
clear.
Good morning.
On her relationship with Epstein, etc. So that's all come out. She's had to leave. And
It's okay you don't like Trump. I like Trump. You don't gotta like Trump at all.
Oh, all these elites, all these powerful people.
My channel not about that.
Powerful people in the
Just
Democrat
sharing
circle.
and having common sense.
It's not all Trump, for goodness sakes. Okay, girl? That's what's sort of amazing about it. They're going to try and twist this. And I don't disagree. I actually think a lot of very powerful people were involved, and they knew that a lot of bad stuff would come out. Innocent people, maybe are mentioned in there. if we want to, as innocent as we can imagine Whoopi Goldberg is, she doesn't really appreciate that her name is in there, and other people, who just are sort of passing in those files and they have their name in there. That is too bad, right? But in the case
Again, I like Trump. I'm not forcing nobody to like Trump on this channel.
Even after
I'm just
he
sharing.
knew what he was doing, even after he got the sweetheart deal down in Florida from Alex Acosta, incidentally, who went on to become a labor secretary.
And when Trump leaves, I'm gonna still vote
And
Republican.
it's not clear why that deal
That's for a
was
fact.
made.
I'm gonna still vote Republican.
There's one
No way to
report
vote Democrat.
by a former Vanity Fair correspondent who said that she had heard that Alex Acosta believed that this was, he was intel. Epstein was intel, and so he was
Don,
therefore untouchable.
thanks for joining the chat. Good
I
morning.
believe that was actually reported out in the Daily Beast, so take that with a grain of salt. That I have not ever heard Alex Acosta.
My thing is that the Bible say love your enemies.
He was part of the intel community.
Regardless.
Although that was
When we had Joe Biden,
right?
I had no
Donald
problem with Joe
Trump, I
Biden.
do want to just reiterate, was one of the first people to call in
It is what
the
it
FBI
is.
and congratulate, by the way, the FBI when they finally did get him. And he was also the guy who
Right. Amen. Amen.
to
Right.
prison the second time around with. And he was also the guy who finally released all the files. So just saying, before the Democrats keep trying to pin it on him, and that's what they keep doing over and over and over again, I would just say
They the one that's
everybody
corrupt.
who's in these files is primarily Democrat. All right, like Reid Hoffman, who's in there like over 1,000 times. His name.
Amazing.
You've got, and that was the guy. Remember?
Thank you guys. Thank you.
It almost feels like this is a Russia thing all over again. This gets very interesting because Reid Hoffman was the guy who was bankrolling the crazy woman, right? Well, I don't know if she's actually crazy, but I think she had like
Right, Jason.
so that to me qualifies you as pretty.
They're not trying to kill our
She
babies.
was the one
Force our kids to change their agenda.
Trump of all that stuff, and
That's crazy. It's only two
kind of
genders.
unstable, shall we say? And he bankrolled all of her litigation. Why was it so important to him that Donald Trump not be able to win? And then you say, was it because he didn't want this stuff coming out? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Bill Gates, again, there were plenty of powerful people. I wouldn't call Bill Gates a conservative by any stretch of the imagination. This woman from Goldman Sachs, I mean, there are a lot of powerful people that
Just, you don't got to hate Joe. Just pray for Joe. I'm saying, just pray for Joe and his family. That's all.
didn't want all of this to come out. And so it really actually hurt them.
I get it.
ultimately
I
when
understand.
these files were released. It didn't hurt Trump. It hurt them. And so yet you've got the Jen Psaki's of the world trying to spin this as something else. I will say that people are going down. You've got this Chappell Roan, who's a popular singer, who's leaving Casey Wasserman. He came up over and over again in these files as a friend of Jeffrey Epstein. He was a talent agent. And he had there's another athlete, a female athlete, a soccer player who's leaving him as well. So there has been some fallout. The Goldman Sachs lady, this one. Then I thought this was a really interesting tweet by a popular account that I like very much on X. They wrote, Wall Street Apes writes, it's all coming out. LinkedIn billionaire Reid Hoffman's name appears. Whoa. Okay, I said over 1,000. They're saying 2,600 times in the new Jeffrey Epstein files. Elon Musk was right. The Biden administration was letting top Democrat donors and Jeffrey Epstein clients sponsor DOJ investigations. Wow. Elon Musk reveals the SpaceX lawsuit was funded by Reid Hoffman, who is a major Dem donor and also a Jeffrey Epstein client.
Okay, Daniel, I understand.
Because he was
Yeah,
supporting
man.
Trump. And they write, think about that. Democrats let their donors use our law enforcement to target their enemies. Elon Musk explains that the SpaceX DOJ investigation went on for years. He explains in details the weaponization of law enforcement, and it was sponsored by a top Democrat donor. This was on a Joe Rogan podcast, and Joe said, quote, the plot thickens.
I pray for everybody, Wayne. I'm praying for you right now in Jesus' name.
It's just so obvious. The SpaceX
Bless Wayne and his
lawsuit,
family.
It's just so obvious. And
And I pray he finds the
you
way.
look at this and you say, again, who's going to get
That
more
we
short
all
in this? It's
find the
not
way
actually Donald
to
Trump.
you.
They're trying to make it be
Father God,
like a
in
Trump
Jesus'
thing where
name.
Trump is getting hurt. And I would just reiterate the reality of the situation is that it was predominantly Democrats that were friends with the guy, and predominantly Democrats who were being hurt in this. And so for them to try and flip it on its head with the backing of mainstream media, I would just say is pretty egregious, pretty outrageous, and pretty nutty. But you know what? This is a team
Trish.
of people that engage in pretty egregious, nutty behavior. Just look at Hillary Clinton's response when she's asked by the BBC about these files. And she's sitting there trying to tell you, we have no links whatsoever to Jeffrey Epstein. Take a look.
Do you regret the links that there have been? You know, we have no links. We have a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which my husband has said. He took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work.
You said some bribes?
I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about. They are accused, and in both cases were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women. That should be the focus. And we
Okay. Who's they committing the crime? She's trying to make you think
amazing.
It's
Right. Thank you guys. Thank you. Let's grow. Let's have some fun. Thank you guys. Good morning.
Billy Boy, and kind of thought that he is referring to him being one of the they committed these crimes, and that should be the focus. I mean, from what we can tell, it had nothing to do with Donald Trump, and seems to have to do with a lot of other people, including, sorry, Hill, you know, the hubby that you should have divorced a long time ago, because clearly he has his own issues. Monica. So
she gonna throw it in there real quiet.
They think that they can sit there and say, "There's no links. There's no links. There's no links." When we know darn well, yeah, there's some links. There seem to be a lot of links, actually, and I think that this is going to really come to bite them. I mean, you think about Bill Clinton flying on Epstein's plane some 26 times for the flight logs. I mean, that's a lot. We've seen that released, by the way, in court documents, as well as the Maxwell trial evidence. You've got multiple trips, including stops.
I know she said rise. I'm just being silly. What are you doing?
Place. You've got photos that I can't unsee, right? Like, yeah. Hillary, if I can't unsee them, you definitely shouldn't be able to unsee them. Those have been widely published, widely distributed. You know, I guess Virginia Jeff, she did state under oath that Bill Clinton was on the island and part of the scene, although she never accused him of any wrongdoing. And Hillary herself apparently was actually photographed with Epstein at a number of events, including one at her own home. So I get it. You know, she's a politician. She meets and greets everyone. She doesn't necessarily.
Oh, that blue dress. Oh, man.
But that's still a little bit of a.
Right. You ain't talking about that blue dress, though.
No links.
That's real quiet.
And it kind of deteriorated from there. So then she starts to suggest that this was just charity and this and that. And
Thank you.
Another soundbite where she's challenged again on one of those pictures of the hubby Billy Boy in a hot tub with some very young girls. And that, again, is one of those pictures you can't unsee. Okay, and I'm sure she knows exactly what I'm talking about, and she knows exactly what this BBC lady is talking about. And listen to how she answers it. This must have taken some coaching.
What was your reaction when you saw some of the material that has been released? I'm thinking,
for
example, of images of your husband apparently in a hot tub in a swimming pool on Epstein's plane. What was your reaction to that? And do you know the context surrounding some of those images?
Absolutely. And it wasn't a hot tub on a plane. It was one of the stops they made to look at philanthropic and charitable work that my husband has done, saving literally millions of lives around the world. It turned out that was done long before there was any public awareness.
Oh, okay, then good. Finally, CNN doing something.
By Jeffrey Epstein. So it was a short period of time that was in pursuit of charitable philanthropic work. A lot of people were traveling at the same time. Many staff members, guests, other supporters of the foundation. If Bill and I had a penny for every person we've taken pictures with,
Good morning, Brad.
Extremely rich today. And
Sorry.
Crazy.
I mean, you are pretty rich. You know, I think there's a reason you're pretty rich today. That might have
Subscribe, everybody. Thank you.
You know, the folks out
80 people in the chat. Let's do it.
Out of your book, Hill.
Let's grow together.
skim a little off the top, right? Because it was going so well for you. You know, why not replicate it?
No, he was
on a
not.
state
Yep.
level? Anyway, she wants to say it's just charity, just charitable. You know, unbelievable, right? Like, it's really, really unbelievable. And I'm not kidding when I mentioned that about the charity, and I mentioned the sort of deja vu we're getting in light of what happened in Minnesota and the alleged $19 billion that went missing, possibly even more. I was going back through some old files today, and I saw this CNN report I wanted to share with you, because this was like back when CNN actually tried to report. This might have been like 10 years ago, and they were first
Right. Everybody getting distracted everything
which
else.
has always struck me as
That's crazy. They want the Epstein files to be pushed out, and now everybody quiet about it. Crickets. Whoopi Goldberg, Jay-Z. Amazing.
super sketchy. Okay, I've gone to Clinton Global Foundation. I've interviewed Clinton actually at the CGI event, and it seemed like to me very much a pay-to-play access kind of environment.
Of course, Trump naming that.
All over the world.
Trump didn't want to call the cops on him.
Whatever it is, you're getting access. You're getting a picture with Clinton. You're getting that sort of stamp of approval, if you would. How could you allow for that to happen while she was Secretary of State? How could you have all that money coming in from all these foreign nations when she was Secretary of State? There's something inherently just so really gross and seedy and bad about it. Diego Ramirez, thank you so much. I'm going to get to you in just a second. Appreciate the generosity. But you guys got to see this, okay? Watch. This is CNN in 2016. And when she talks about, oh, it's just charity, it's just charitable stuff, just think about what that charity really was.
There's no question the Clinton Foundation has received tens of millions of dollars from foreign governments. That includes Saudi Arabia,
everybody. Thank you. Appreciate it.
$14.5 million. Well, the foundation says none of that came while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. But you also have Kuwait donating between 5 and 10 million. Oman, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, all donating between $1 and $5 million over the years. Even the Embassy of Algeria donated $500,000. Is there a common thread? All, of course, are Middle Eastern countries with poor human rights records and poor records when it comes to women's rights. And even with private companies, there's smoke. Monsanto is a U.S.-based global food giant that has been trying to increase its worldwide business in the biotech food industry. It's donated between 1 and 5 million to the Clinton Foundation. And while she was Secretary of State, Secretary Clinton made general statements supporting biotech foods, as the company was asking for government help to open up new markets. What we have learned is that the foundation said it did fail to disclose a funding source while Mrs. Clinton was at the State Department.
This is what I voted for.
That donation, the $500,000
from the
government of Algeria. The foundation called the lack of disclosure an error, but again said there was no connection between the donations and the policies of the Clinton State Department.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that never, ever, 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 ever should have been allowed. She was Secretary of State, and you got money coming in from here, there, and everywhere. And then, like, even if we were to assume she's the most ethical person in the whole wide world, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all, right? You don't want that appearance of impropriety. That's why it's really bad. And, look, I think a lot's going to continue to come out. I just want to mention John Bono saying here in the comments that he got the income builder portfolio, right? John Bono 150. That is so awesome. I'm so glad to hear it. He said it's been doing great. It has been doing great. Of course, gold was in it, and gold's been on such an incredible tear as of late. Just truly, truly incredible. Anyway, so he bought the income builder portfolio. It's doing great. That's awesome. So that makes me really happy, because you know what? I sit here and I tell you guys about all this all the time because it's just so important to me, and I want to make sure that you're investing for your future and any which way you can do it. Ideally, you're getting the model portfolios, but if you can just get the 76 research report using code word dollar, that's great. I would also say if you can't afford any of that, I think you can afford $1, but if you can, go and at least do invest.
President of the United States is racist. All of us already knew that.
I will pull you plethora of examples. I'm going to get my team in that room to start going through the internet of radical Democrats throughout the years, Ed, who have accused this president falsely of being a racist. And I'm sure there's many people in this room and on network television across the country who have accused him of the same. In fact, I know that because I've seen it with my own eyes. And the president very much looks forward to having a event later this afternoon at 3 p.m. to celebrate Black History Month and to talk about how his policies are advancing opportunity and prosperity for all Americans through record tax cuts, through the Trump accounts that all Americans can access regardless of race. These are a great thing for the next generation of Americans. The president has also awarded hundreds of millions of dollars in additional funding to strengthen educational outcomes at historically Black colleges and universities across the country. Again, the president is protecting the hard-earned the 2.4 million Black veterans who honorably served in our nation's armed forces by reducing the Black backlog of veterans waiting for their VA benefits and for their home loans through the Department of Veterans Affairs. So there is a lot this president has done for all Americans regardless of race, and he has absolutely been falsely called and smeared as a racist, and I'm happy to provide you those receipts, and we gladly will right after this briefing.
A few moments later.
This is a nice full room. You know, we have a ballroom being built right now. So in about a year and a half, we'll be able to have about I'd say 10 times the number.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being in the chat.
Friends that couldn't make it today because, frankly, this was a sold-out crowd. Has been ever since I've been president. Every year it's been sold out. So a lot of great friends. This is your knockout panel. Okay, for those that are interested, see that curtain. You open that curtain, and it's a beautiful funnel right into the most beautiful ballroom. It's being built right now. So it's pretty, and they wanted it for 150 years. We're getting it done a lot. We're getting a lot of other things done, too. Well, I want to thank you all and welcome you to the White House on this very special occasion. It is indeed. I've been at every one of them. We celebrate the 100th anniversary of Black History Month. That's a big deal. Wow, that's sort of special. The 100th. That's about as like 150 is good, but 200 is better, right? 100 is better. I want to begin by expressing our sadness at the passing of a person who I knew very well. Jesse was a piece of work. I want to tell you, he was a piece of work, but he was a good man. He was a real hero, and I just want to pay my highest respects to Reverend Jesse Jackson. He's a good man. He was actually, as you got to know him, he got better and better all the time. A lot of people, you get to know them, they get worse and worse. Jesse got better and better. But I knew
right, Daniel. People just want to say stuff in the chat without doing any research. All the donors paid for that ballroom. We didn't. But it's cool for Obama to build a basketball court, or it's cool for the other president to put a bowling ring. But he's fixing the ballroom up that hasn't been fixed up in years, and y'all freaking out about that.
Street smarts, right?
Talking about healthcare, really? About the illegals, billions of dollars going to the illegals. What about that? And he's stopping it.
Somebody that we're going to greatly miss, and on behalf of everyone here today, I know you join me in sending our condolences to the entire family.
Who cares? You're not invited to the ballroom.
We're also honored.
I didn't vote to get invited to the ballroom. I voted to have some common sense in the administration.
Scott Turner recommended. Where is Scott? Where is Scott? Will you come up here, Scott? He was recommended by somebody who's very special to me, Ben Carson. Ben Carson. Where's Ben? Where's Ben? Come on up here, Ben. Come here. I got to get here.
And that's crazy. Y'all calling us bootlickers. Y'all gonna call them bootlickers? That's at the White House. So what is the man gonna do? He can't. What is it? You know what I'm saying? What if this man do? Y'all gonna just diss him? Joe Biden had all type of crazy people in the White House. Y'all was cool with that. The whole rainbow rebel BS. That was bogus as hell. No disrespect to them, but that's not needed in the White House. That's not needed. We got kids watching all this stuff going on. You know? You go, yeah, Brad, you know, I don't get it. We all got brains. Because we think different doesn't mean you got to criticize us and call us bootlickers. Wow. I'm going to continue.
And his wonderful wife.
How you doing from Cincinnati?
I'm gonna jump in for a second.
Beyonce from Rockford. Hello.
Ben recommended Scott. And when Ben recommends somebody, I just do it. Did I make a good decision? Be careful. Don't fall, Ben. If you fall, that's the end. You can never recover from a fall. You know, you can make the greatest speech ever, but if you fall, my predecessor taught me that. So is Scott doing a good job, Ben? He's doing the best ever. Come on, say that. I like it.
Well, one of the reasons I was so high on Scott Turner is he was really the driving force.
Great brain surgeon.
Opportunity zones.
The great author.
Which doesn't get nearly the attention.
Dave Hawkins, what's up? Daniel Hawkins, what's up?
President Trump realized that the best way to get things done is through public-private partnerships and have everybody with skin in the game. And it is working, as are all the other things that he's been recommending. And at some point, the mainstream media will recognize that you don't politicize everything. You open your eyes and your ears and you look and you see what works and you deal with that. But the best thing about Scott, he's got a lot of energy. I'm an old man now. I'll be 75 on my next birthday. And I'm not like President Trump. He just goes forever. But
you say he a joke? What you want, a man up there with a dress on? What y'all want? Y'all Democrats? Y'all lefties? So y'all want a man up there with a dress on? What y'all want? These are strong black men up there. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop the name calling. What to respect that. And then this is Black history. These are black men. This man is a legend. And y'all gonna diss this man? What have y'all done? Right.
Energizer Bunny, and he is doing a fantastic job. And I want to congratulate all the people at HUD because most of them have come back and continued with what we're doing during the first Trump term, and it's fantastic.
Right, Jason. Oh yeah, I played it earlier. I'm pretty sure you're gonna play it again. This is Barry Cunningham. He's gonna play it.
Thank you, Mr. President. We are so grateful for your leadership and for your heart for America. And Dr. Carson, who is a tremendous just leader, servant leader, and been a great mentor to me. And, you know, I never thought that I would see the day where I'm standing between the president and Dr. Ben Carson. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And so I just want to say to everyone that's here, you know, as we celebrate this special day in not only Black history, but American history, this year that we've been here, you know, under President Trump, the Lord has been so gracious to us, and he's been faithful, and the president has been a tremendous leader in his work ethic, his heart for people. And when he says America first, he really does mean America first. Yeah. And so, and to be able to stand on the shoulders of Dr. Ben Carson and for the president to trust Dr. Carson at his word.
Amazing.
It's truly humbling for me.
Y'all want to do with a dress on. That's what y'all want.
I'm grateful to the Lord. I'm grateful to the president and Dr. Carson. And
thank you guys. Thank you.
Good work and to make not just housing affordable and everybody achieve the American dream, but really to bring transformation. And so that those that are in our country who depend on subsidies and this, that, and the other will get off of that and live a life of self-sustainability. So God bless y'all.
Right, everybody in the chat tripping, huh? That's crazy. This is Black History Month, black men up there being celebrated. And y'all talking about bootlicking and all that.
That was his baby, and he did a great job with it. We appreciate it. And again, Candy, thank you very much for being here. Special woman. Ben's getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the biggest, it's the highest award you can have outside of the Congressional Medal of Honor. But it's better because, you know, a lot of people get the Congressional Medal of Honor. They're not around. You get them, they're not around. Whereas we don't have to go that far, generally speaking. But it's the highest award, civilian. And then you have the matching is the Congressional Medal of Honor, both tremendous. So Ben, I'll be seeing you back here pretty soon, I think, and you're going to get the award. You'll probably fill up this room. I said, we'll do it in the Oval Office. He said, sir, it's not big enough. I said, what? So we're going to do it right here, okay? And we love it.
Yep.
I'd like to also thank Senior Counsel to the
I do long form video too.
Attorney General. He's a fantastic man. He's been my friend for a long time. Leo Terrell. There's no better. We have time, right?
I do long form videos as well.
Anybody have to go? Like, come on up here, Leo. Get up.
YouTube shorts.
He says it like it is. I like Leo. Come here, Leo. Look at you, spry.
Let me just thank you very much, Mr. President. First of all, we are living under the administration of the greatest president in our lifetime. And we have the hottest country in our lifetime. And I want to make sure the mainstream media knows this, because you represent the people who basically counter what the mainstream media has done. President Trump
Thanks for being in the chat.
was the president who fully funded historically black colleges and universities. President Trump took the lead and performed criminal justice reform. President Trump made sure that we had opportunity zones. Let me close by saying this.
Right.
This country is at a crossroads, and we have
Thank
the
you,
right
guys.
president
Thank you.
at the right time. And if you want school choice, like I know you do, President Trump wants it. If you want a law and order society and secure border, President Trump wants that.
International Scott. I showed the Epstein Files video about Clinton and
I say
them.
this because this is the greatest country on the planet. American citizens should decide American elections. Vote for the Save Act.
Thank you. Leo 2.0.
Leo.
We love Leo. Thank you, Leo. That was very good. Yes. 4 more years. Anyway, so he's a special guy. I watched him on Sean Hannity a long time ago. He used to be a Democrat, you know. Leo was a Democrat. That's a long time ago, right? Can you imagine you were a Democrat? I can't.
Amazing.
I can't imagine it. You'd see him with Leo 2.0 up in the hat. We love him. He's a great man, actually. General Counsel for the Department of War, Earl Matthews. That's a big deal. Thank you, Earl. Thank you very much. I see Johnny over there with a great book. How's the book doing? Good? What a great person you are. Great book. White House Pardon Czar. This is a big job. Alice Johnson.
White rights. Amen to that. He died on the cross for our sins. You're right.
Alice. What a sweetheart. I met Alice and she was incarcerated for what some people would say today is not even a fine, right, Alice? It's not even a fine. And I said, how long has she been in jail? 22 years. I said, 22 years. And right, Alice? And come on up here, Alice. Come on up. I said 22 years, and she was on a phone call. This was over a phone call. I know about fake phone calls too, Alice, you know, remember? They tried to get me in a fake phone call, but Alice was in jail for like 22 years. I said, how many years does she have left? 28. I said, 28 years left. And I said it, and I mean, she admitted she made a little mistake, but it was not the kind of a mistake that you serve 50 years in jail for. Like maybe a couple of months, maybe less than that. And I said, this is the most unfair. And then when I met her, I fell in love. I thought my wife was very upset with it. Our great first lady did not like that, Scott. She didn't like it, but Alice is great. And say a couple of words. It was so ridiculous. 22 years, she had 28 left. And I said, let's get her the hell out. And we got her out. We did a commute.
Ain't no hate here. I love everybody. I hate nobody on my side over here.
So she's cleaner.
I don't know about them, but I have no hate for nobody.
Even than my friend right here.
I love and pray for everybody.
Because of that, she's cleaner than anybody in this room.
Thank you, Mr. President. The feeling was mutual. I fell in love.
Monty movie did not bomb. That movie actually
with his heart
did not bomb
for
at
his
all.
country, with his heart to really bring America back
Matt,
to
what's
the
up, Matt?
form of greatness that it deserved. And that's exactly what he's done. My story is truly a Joseph story. This president right here, President Donald Trump, brought me from the prison pit
Right.
to the White House. Only in
What's up, Matt? What's up, Matt?
could there be a story like my story. And
Right. Everything Donald Trump said he campaigned on, he's actually doing it. If he can't do it because the Supreme Court, the lower courts are trying to block him or blocking him, whatever.
someone who received a second chance, but who knows more than someone who has sit among the captives, than someone who has been in captivity themselves. I did not get comfortable in my own freedom, but I went back. As Harriet Tubman said she did.
You say you support me? I appreciate that. Thank you.
Brought many others into freedom. And President Trump has listened to those recommendations.
Right, Robert. Her movie did not bomb at all.
Because when you see me, you see a miracle. You see hope. You see second chances. And you see someone who is willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work, do the hard work to help individuals gain their freedom. President Trump did something historic in his first term. He signed the First Step Act into law. And for that, over 40,000, and that number is low, over 40,000 individuals have come home to their families early. And you know, many of those were Black Americans who had no hope. This president right here, as you look out upon this sea of Black Americans, this president hears you. This president cares for you. Don't let anyone tell you that this president right here, Donald Trump, is not for Black America, because he is. I'm standing here today
Boom.
as a testament to how he feels about Black Americans. There has never been a position like this. I don't know if there ever will be before. But I worked with him in his first term, and I'm proud to now officially have the title to make it happen. Let's get real with the realness. Let's get behind President Trump, who truly has turned our nation around and made us the envy of every country in the world. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, God, for recognizing and raising up this man to be the leader of the free world. I
love you. Monica, really? I thought you don't like Trump, but you want Trump money, though. That's stupid as hell. And no disrespect what you saying in this chat. You waiting for the Doge check, but yet you called the man bad and bashing him. How y'all do that? You want the man money, but you don't like him. That's stupid.
They gave me
not to you.
From Harvard, somebody from Yale, somebody from Princeton, somebody from Penn, somebody from Stanford. And I said, you know anything about it? Well, we can.
How y'all like the man, but you want the man to give out Doge checks?
And when I met Alice, I said, she's better than these.
It's like a pimp and a prostitute.
Fantastic job. You know, I said to Alice,
the pimp beating the crap out of you, but you're making money for the man. But you
like
get that.
Come
on,
out.
man.
How many people are there
That's
like
crazy.
you? She said, many. I said, many in jail. Think
You
of
want
it.
the
22
Doge
years she was in jail, and she had 28 years to go on a phone call. You admit you did a little something wrong, right? But it was like, okay. It wasn't 50 years. Even if you said 6 months, today it would be probably nothing. But even if you said some little time, but I said, I'm looking for other people like you. How many are there? Many. Then I was worried I said, well, maybe she's going to say everybody should be let out. I wouldn't have a believer in that. I said,
Right.
well, are there
As a
people
MAGA
who
supporter, as a Trump supporter, I have not one time actually even thought about a Doge check.
shouldn't be let out?
I work.
Absolutely.
I'm a YouTuber, but I also have a job besides
There's
this.
some bad ones in there too, right? But you are fantastic, and you've been great and so respected all over the country, all over the world. In a sense, it's become, you become a very big story. Thank you very much, Alice.
I work the weekend shift, so I get 4 days off.
Lynn Patton, Lynn, thank you. You've been such a help. And Kelly Mitchell, thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Where's Kelly?
Thank you. Thank you. Subscribe. Thank you. Thank you.
Have, Dr. Alveda King. Thank you, darling. Thank you. You've been with me from day one, right? From day one, she's been there. She's been fighting for me, and I fight for her. I don't have to do too much fighting for her. She takes care of herself. Thank you. Thank you. We can say Merry Christmas is right. Thank you. Thank you for all that support for years, right? Even before Alice, a long time, years before Alice, right? Thank you, darling. Corinne Rankin, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Corinne. And Deontay Johnson.
I didn't vote for Trump. You gonna tell me what I didn't vote for? Me and my wife voted for Trump together in Rockford.
Bruce, thank you very much. Bruce Lavelle, thank you very much. I wasn't sure if they had your name down here, Bruce. I was going to mention you anyway. Okay, but they had your name. They did a job, finally. They always leave a lot of names out, and that bothers me. Like
Same thing Obama did and Joe Biden, falsehood.
First time ever. Look at Scott. I'm looking for his name. I said, I bet he's the greatest Treasury Secretary we've ever had. I think how's the economy doing?
I guess she's an expert, huh? Seems like it.
It's really,
you probably voted for Kamala Harris, who had $1 billion campaign now in $20 in debt. No, that's not cool. And Tampon Tim, $19 billion in debt.
Is now breaking $2 a gallon in many places, and it's been actually amazing. But Scott's fantastic. I don't want to forget to mention it might be in big trouble. All of a sudden, the economy would turn bad on us. I'd say, what happened? It was Scott. Thank you, Scott. And Secretary Lori Chavez DeReamer. Lori, thank you very much. Secretary of Labor, Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Diller. How are you doing? How are you doing with Harvard? How are you doing with Harvard? You know, Harvard's extremely discriminatory, unfortunately, and it's working good. Harmeet is on their trail, right? Good. You keep suing them. The hell with them. I like the historically black colleges and universities, which I saved. Leo 2.0 said it, but which I saved. We saved them, but they had no funding. And every year they come back, and I got to know some of the heads, and every year they come back. And after my third year, first term, they said, you guys keep coming back. Why do you keep coming back?
Right.
Said, we have to come back every year. For years and years, they had to come back. And one of them said, one of the heads, a great guy, said, they make us feel like beggars. We have to come back. I said, I'm going to get you long-term financing. And I got it for them.
Obama didn't do that. Joe Biden didn't do it.
The only bad thing, I'll never
Come
see
on,
you
y'all.
guys again. I haven't seen too many of them. But we took care of the historically black colleges.
Keep it real. He said that's a lie.
Right?
So where's the proof then? Where he lying at?
So many others are in the audience that are just friends.
No kings in America. He was a king. No kings in America. Y'all are amazing.
And that's unacceptable. Not only are we celebrating the century of Black History Month, also, as you know, this year we'll also be celebrating the 250th anniversary of our nation's founding. And
it's the people
the good thing when they
that's lost. I'm not lost. It's the people.
They made me wait.
Stop voting for goofy people in the office. That's the problem.
250th year.
Y'all smart. Yeah, voted for Kamala Harris. We'd be in disaster after we voted for Kamala Harris.
And I get the World Cup.
And Tampon
So I
Tim.
got the World Cup, and I said, it's too bad. Before all this nonsense took place, I said, it's too bad. I got the World Cup to come here. Johnny, another Johnny, we got the World Cup. It was fantastic. The head of it, one of the great people. And I said, the only bad part is I won't be in office because my 4 years will be up. This would have been the more traditional route. And then they cheated on the election. And I said, now we won by so much. We won by millions of votes, but they cheated. It was during a COVID period, and they cheated. And we did it again, and we made it too big to rig. And by doing that, I ended up getting the Olympics. We were responsible for both of them. And we're going to have a great year, but we're going to have a great 3 years. We're going to have hopefully.
Thank you, Michael, for
Hopefully,
understanding.
we're going to have a great century because that's ultimately what it's all. We'll get it started.
Subscribe, everybody. Subscribe.
America's 250, and I can't say that I got the 250. I tried doing that a couple of times, Bruce. I said I got the Olympics, I got the World Cup, and I got the 250th year. They said, you didn't do that. I said, you're right about that. I didn't do 250. We happened to be here at the right time. That's all that was. But we thank God for the strength and courage and grit and devotion of Black Americans who have helped make America the most powerful country in the history of the world. We now have, and you saw that with our attack a few weeks ago on Venezuela. We have the greatest military in the world. We make the greatest equipment in the world. There's nobody even close. Nearly 10,000 African Americans fought for the patriot cause in the Revolutionary War. Did you know that? 10,000, and it's actually a number even, I've heard even number higher than that, helping secure our independence in every generation since, from the Buffalo Soldiers to the Tuskegee Airmen, Black Americans.
Y'all call us maggots. How we talking about we can't name call? Y'all call Trump Orange Man bad. So Tampon Tim
really feel like few others,
and Hyena Harris.
Been given the recognition that you should get for that. You know that, Ben? They never, I don't think a lot of people have given the kind of recognition, but everyone knows all about the.
Right, he always dissing America.
Great and amazing. The Buffalo Soldiers, you know the Buffalo Soldiers?
I never heard a liberal or Democrat yell USA or God bless America. Always complaining, Trump bad, this and that, always being negative. Love America. Y'all live here, we live here, respect it. It ain't the best. And it ain't the best, make it the best and pray for it to be the best.
Good stuff, right? From jazz to the blues, that you do get recognition for. Jazz, the blues, from rock and roll to rap, Black artists like Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters.
God bless the world. We in the world, right? So God bless the world, you're right.
She was here a couple of weeks ago. She's so beautiful. Her skin's so beautiful. I said, Nikki is so beautiful. Her nails are like that long. I said, Nikki, are they real? And she said, she didn't want to get into that. But she was so beautiful and so great. And she gets it, more importantly, frankly, she gets it. But Black leaders from Frederick Douglass to Martin Luther King, right? A little relative over here, have made our country freer. And
right, God is in control. Yes.
What they've really done is made life more just. And Black athletes have inspired billions around the globe, from Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, also, by the way, what a great fighter. Muhammad Ali was a friend of mine. I put a picture of myself and Muhammad. He was another piece of work. You talk about a piece of work, but he could fight, couldn't he? Mike Tyson, boy, I tell you, Mike has been loyal to me. Whenever they come out, they say, Trump's a racist. It's like a statement. Trump's a racist. Mike Tyson goes, he's not a racist. He's my friend. He's been there from the beginning, good times and bad. But Mike Tyson's a great guy, and he was so loyal, always been loyal. And Herschel Walker, speaking about loyal, how good a football player was Herschel? Herschel Walker, now he's ambassador to the Bahamas. I don't know, Bahamas, Bermuda, is he Bahamas, whatever. It's a nice place. You'd like that, Bruce, wouldn't you? Bruce wants it. And a guy that became he liked Trump, Jim Brown. He was tough. He'd come in, he was very silent. He was silent but deadly. He'd come in and he'd look at people, and if he didn't like them, he'd just look at me and he'd go, no good. He wanted to rip the heart out.
Right, Matt. Both Brandon Johnson and Madani both raised taxes. They say they're going to raise taxes. Chicago and New York mayors both said they won't raise taxes. As soon as they got in office, they did. Trey lied to get in there. Now they in there raising taxes. And if you tax the billionaires, they're going to leave. So don't do that. Work around that way, because if you tax the billionaires, they're gonna leave. Now all the lower class, you gotta take care of the bill, and that's not right.
Jim Brown, by the way, Lawrence Taylor, great friend. The great Lawrence Taylor, the greatest defensive player probably in the history of football. He's a great friend of mine, and but I'm longer off the tee than him,
Right, Mark. Remember that shirt, Vote or Die? I remember that shirt Puffy had on, talking to Hillary Clinton.
When you can do that, you're strong.
No, I don't live in New York,
He's a great guy.
but I have visit.
And all of this is a part of
But I
the
live in
legacy
Chicago.
we celebrate on July 4th,
43 years old.
2026, because Black History Month is really all about American history. And this is a big year. This is a big year for you. During my first term, I was honored to deliver unprecedented victories for Black Americans and all Americans, frankly. But Black Americans, I single-handedly secured record long-term funding for. I told you the historically Black colleges.
He said, well, I'm talking about New York for, because they talk about New York. The news is
9,000 opportunity zones with
the people.
our great secretary. And also, I think we have to do.
Are you from New York? Because I'm pretty sure the people in the chat I have talked to recently said New York is a piece of shit, and Madani lied to
Put it
them.
into use, right, Scott? And I signed historic criminal justice reform into law. We got.
So you're not the person that's in the chat. If you're from New York, other people from New York has been in my chat, and they said it's a piece of shit over there.
You, more than any other group of people, has been trying to get criminal justice reform, and they couldn't do it. And a group of people came to my office. And,
right, truth is right. Yeah, it was both disaster for both campaigns when it came to that vote or die shit.
5 conservative votes in the Senate, and conservative was 5 conservative white votes in the Senate. And of the 5, all 5 of them were totally against. And I called them up, and they were great. They were great. And one of them was Senator John Kennedy. To be honest with you, he was.
Subscribe. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's grow together. Thank you.
A great senator, a great guy, and you know that he was a tremendous help. So we got criminal justice reform done and approved, and nobody thought it could be done. And it's no wonder that in 2024 we won more African American votes than any Republican presidential candidate in history.
But for what I heard, former Mayor Adams left him a nice budget to work with, and all of a sudden he gets in, he wants more money. You tell me.
And just over 1 year ago, we had a dead country. We were a dead country. Scott just said it. We were dead as a doornail. We had an idiot as a president. We had a man that was not a president.
The auto pen and Obama.
Election, he was not a president. Yeah, right. It was a real beautiful.
Stop lying about what? And spell my name right. I'm not lying.
25 million people into our country. Many of them should not have been here. And we've done. Now we have,
pretty
by the
things.
way, we went from the worst border in history to the best, by far, the best border in history. But I had the support of many people, Bruce.
You just being a Democrat? Yeah.
People in this room, and we
Yep.
got right now the hottest country anywhere in the world. King of Saudi Arabia told me that. He said, you were a dead country a year and a half ago. Now you're the hottest country. We're the hottest country right now anywhere in the world. And you're a big part of it. And you're a big beneficiary. I tell you what, take a look at your 401ks. Has anybody got a 401k that's lower than it was? Better put your hand down. Lower than it was a year ago? They're double. I mean, they are through the roof. The stock market has hit 53 all-time record highs since the election. And earlier this month, the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose above 50,000 for the first time ever. Right, Scott? First time ever. And also, you know, they don't talk about this. The S&P broke 7,000. So when I got elected, they said for the S&P to break 7,000 within 4 years would be a great achievement for the president, and for the Dow Jones to break 50,000 would be a great thing, but it's not possible. They were talking about it in 4 years. Scott, they said in 4 years it would not be possible to break 50,000 or 7,000 under these two very important, call them a metrics. And you know what happened? We broke it before the end of my first year. So, right? So we did something. So they said we couldn't do it in 4 years. We did it in 1 year. More Americans are working today than at any time in American history. So we have more Americans right now working than at any time. And you know, when I say this stuff, I get the fake news back there. A lot of it. Thank you. I agree. Sometimes we have to be very careful because they actually go, and it's not pretty, Leo. We have to get Leo and the DOJ involved. But think of that, Leo, think of that. More Americans are working today than any time in history. And since I took office, African-American employment has increased by 182,000, the highest ever. Jobs. 182,000. Nearly 500,000 Black Americans have rejoined the labor force since we took office. 500,000 wages for workers have increased $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000, and
Thank you,
even
Trump.
sometimes in some
Thank you,
cases,
thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank
$5,000
you.
a year. That's faster than inflation. So wages have gone up at a much faster clip than inflation. We took over the worst inflation in the history of our
Apex
country.
Gaming,
They
that's
say
what's up.
48
Thank
years
you.
or 49
That's what's up.
years. I said that, I said inflation under Biden has went up more than at any time in the history of our country. They say he's not right about that. It's 49 years. I said, all right, I'll accept that too. Actually, I think it sounds worse, Harmaine. I think for some reason, because when you say the worst ever, but when you say the worst in 49 years, I'll take that, right? The fake news got me on that one. I think I was right, by the way, but I'll accept 48 or 49 years.
So everybody might. So he said he was a bot for liking Trump.
100%
Amazing.
of all net job creation is going to American-born citizens. Think of that, 100%. And in the last administration was going mostly to illegal aliens that came in, many of them murderers and others. Last summer, we passed the largest working class tax cuts in the history of our country. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And you're going to see that, it just kicked in on January 1st. You're going to see tremendous results, and they're already seeing it. And I think we're going to have GDPs. We're going to have numbers that nobody's ever seen before, Scott. Joining us this afternoon, and really somebody that is fantastic, Annetta Bradford. In 2019, Annetta and her husband opened an incredibly successful coffee shop in Arkansas named Hebrews 11:1. That's an interesting name.
Carnage.
No one thinks that the no
Thanks
tax
for being
on
in the
tips
chat.
matters. Well, it does matter, and it mattered a lot to Annetta. And she was able to grow her business just in a short period of time and hired more employees. And she's making a fortune. I'd like you to give some of the people in that room some of that money, Annetta. You should make it a lot. Annetta, come in. Arnetta, come. Where are you? Arnetta, come on up here, Arnetta. Come on up. Hi, darling. Let me move that down.
I can't do anything first but say to
Daniel,
God,
you're right. He been mumbling. Like, what the hell is Joe Biden saying?
business being here other than him having me here. And so, yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to preach.
That's how these liberals and Democrats are. They be dissing people. Tomorrow there's a bot in the chat for saying like Trump. That makes no sense. Like, where's the proof of that?
Hebrews 11:1. People ask me all the time, why did I even open the business? Why did I even call it Hebrews 11:1? Hebrews 11:1 is my very favorite scripture. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Amen.
That scripture has walked with me. It had grown.
Right, Joe Biden had somebody rainbow color jumping around and all that. Right, bring the Bible back. Quote these scriptures. We need the word.
On me from a little girl on up. Not having no longer my mother here, no longer having my father here, my husband not having his mother and his father here. We opened Hebrews 11:1 with no funding, no money, no big family investors, no business loans.
Subscribe, everybody. Subscribe.
Thank God. That was 7 years ago. But I ran that business with just myself and one employee. Then here comes no tax on tips. I was able to hire 7 more employees just by what she did. Not only that, I was able to open a second location on our college campus. Things are just going off.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black, said Joe Biden. Yes, he did.
I love the fact of that scripture. Now, I say all of that I'm trying to stick to my little written down thing that I wrote. I don't know how to do that so well. But as a small business owner, I understand how critical support is. I understand that you have to have the right people that make the right policies for us as small business owners. So no tax on tips has been an extreme blessing for me and my business. Not just mine, but I know so many people across the country. I know a lot of us don't want to talk about the good part of it. We only want to share the negative, but I'm here today to tell you you've done a great thing. Thank you for just loving on us and showing us that even in small town Hope, Arkansas, and I have got to say this, I have the best governor in the world. I don't only just call Sarah my friend, I call her my sister. And so that's why I am here today to just tell you that no tax on tips has been an amazing blessing for me. President Trump has been an amazing.
Watch somebody in chat gonna say she lying. Come on, y'all. Somebody in the chat gonna say she lying. She cooning. And this is her back. This is her her testimony. This is her life. You know?
Blessing for me. And at the end of the day, Jesus has been an amazing blessing for me. I love you guys and thank you so much because I am a youth.
Somebody in the chat gonna say she lying, she cooning, she on bullshit.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Arnetta. And we can't provide opportunity for the next generation.
You see, I'm in my closet. I had a big ass closet then. I thought it was my guest room.
You know, Washington, D.C.
I know my closet is a guest room size.
Crime capital.
Thank you.
It was a horror show. A year ago, it was really dangerous, and now it's one of the safest cities anywhere in the country. And we're in Memphis, Tennessee now, where it's like a different world. In 4 months, we've made it safe. We're in Louisiana, as you know.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
We have the lowest crime numbers that we've had in many years. We have the lowest murder numbers in 125 years, since 1900. And that's despite the fact that a lot of people are here, but those people have been taken out. Lots of them have been taken out. That's why we stopped the invasion at the southern border. And just 1 year ago, and think of this, 1 year ago, we had the absolute worst border that we've ever had, and now we have the safest border that we've ever had. So it's going to be really something. 125 years ago, that's before my father was born. I had a wonderful father, but that was before. So we have murders are down from 125 years. We had the best numbers. When you think about it, that's pretty incredible. And those numbers are made up by Democrats. Can you believe it? They don't want to give me those numbers. They can add a couple of people here and there. But I've also deployed the National Guard to bring back safety to Memphis and to New Orleans and Washington. And the National Guard has been incredible, and people are safe. In the case of Washington, the restaurants were all closing up. People were getting really badly hurt and killed, frankly, many people killed. And now you can walk down the street and you have nothing to fear. We have one of the safest cities in the world. And it happened very fast, Bruce. One of those who knows the importance of this mission is Felicia Cook, a lifelong Washingtonian who tragically lost her grandson to violence in 2017. Felicia, we're so sorry, and you are a spectacular person. If you could say a few words, please. Thank you very much. Yes, come on in. Oh, yeah. Oh, help her up. We don't want any mistakes. Come on in. Yes, you can.
Whoa.
I like her. Please.
I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched, I rallied, I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district.
How y'all doing in the chat? Thank you, chat, for being here. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
You dig?
Wow, that's pretty good. When is she running for office? Felicia, when are you running for office, please? You have my endorsement.
Thank you, guys.
Felicia. Thank you, darling. That's great. What a great. Well, and it's from the heart. Your little baby, right, was just so horribly taken from you. Under the Trump administration, we believe that no community should be abandoned to the scourge of violent crime, and we're saving thousands and thousands of lives in many cities. And frankly, if these radical left lunatic Democrats would come and say, please help us, please, we'd stop crimes all over the place. And we're doing it in a lot of cities. Sometimes we have to force ourselves upon them because they're so bad. And I don't even think they realize what's happening to their cities and their towns. But every town that we go in, every city that we go in, like Washington, Felicia, you feel much safer now. Totally safe. You can walk to a restaurant. The restaurants were all closing. Now you can't get a restaurant. That the bad news is you can't get into a restaurant.
So if Trump is bad, if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Hello.
But it's a great thing to see what's happening in Washington.
Matthew 12:26.
Hopefully people will be coming in record numbers. And it's been, I know we need a little help. You need help in Atlanta. He just said, you're right, Atlanta, we could take care of Atlanta. I'll tell you what, you want to get them to call me. We could take care of Atlanta so fast. They don't want to call. They don't want to call because they don't want to admit it, and they'll never fix it themselves.
Yeah, I'm talking about God all the time. Y'all talking about Satan and all this BS, but that's about God. When I bring the Bible up, God is everywhere, and God's word is everywhere. The word we speaking comes from God. So yeah, I'm gonna bring the Bible in. I'm gonna bring God anytime I need to. All this evil out here, why not bring some good?
They came, and think of it, 90% of the crime is caused by 2% of the people. Think of it. So when you get the criminals out, you solve a lot of problems. Another way that we're fulfilling our duty to the next generation is the single biggest thing that's happened having to do with
subscribe, everybody. Let's grow together.
School choice in our great,
let's grow together.
Beautiful bill. Our beautiful bill, which really covers 4 years. We put it all together. That's why I call it the great, big, beautiful bill. This will help millions of African-American children and ensure that no child is condemned to a failing government or a horrible school. And we have a person here who's fantastic on this subject. Greta, would you please come up? Please, Greta, come on up. Thank you. And her beautiful daughter. Thanks, Greta.
God bless you. Thank you, darling. Well, I ditto, to God be the glory. And we're grateful for our president. He's doing some tremendous work. And I want to remind those that don't know that this was prophesied. So you weren't.
I thought Trump don't like women or black people. It sure a lot of black women up there talking. Black women up there talking. Come on, y'all.
Weren't supposed to have the second term when it came about. This is your season, and God said that it was going to be rough the first 2 years, and that things were going to happen. But then the last 2 years are going to be great.
Wow.
And yes, you're going to do some tremendous things, and so for that we thank you. On behalf of all the mothers all around the world, I'm from Texas. I live in a zip code that I didn't have an opportunity to have a choice to go to school, and so when I raised my children, I wanted a better opportunity for them. And I'm so grateful to ACE scholarships and all the doors that the president is opening for education.
Right, Jason, that's crazy.
Was in a school that he didn't have any voice, and he found drugs in school. And he died. And so I'm here today to just show my appreciation for all the moms around the world.
Daniel, that's what Tyson said.
This choice is so important to mothers. I have a child that, because I had a choice, she's in private school. She's thriving. She's thriving.
she's going to be an anesthesiology nurse, and she's doing great. And ACE scholarships was a big part of that. Changing education changes everything. Changing education changes everything. In my zip code, it feels like we were locked in a cage. And being locked in a cage and can't get out. And because of all of the things that you're doing for education,
don't fall for the
now
BS.
we can get out and soar. Our children can have a chance to be prosperous, just like other children. And I think this is a great opportunity. So on behalf of all the mothers all around the world, I stand here and I give you your flowers while you can still get them. Thank you. I appreciate you. Give me a hand. Thank you. And this is here.
Wow, so nice. Thank you very much. Thanks, Greta. So we're calling it end, and I just want to say this is an honor to be here with
Communists, socialists, Islamists all working together to destabilize the West and destroy Israel and America. How is that possibly going to happen? That's not going to happen. Oh, by the way, let's say hello to our good friend, Governor Gavin Newsom. He called on Representative Randy Fine of Florida to resign over comments the Republican made about Muslims.
Subscribe.
What did he say? If they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. Oh, no, he's got to resign right away. You know what? Not all Muslims are Islamists, but I will pick the dogs over the Islamists every day and twice on Sunday.
See, this whole topic, for those of us who are pet owners, Glenn's a pet owner, those of us, we know what this means to our dogs, our families. It's a no-win situation for these people. You are not going to have people give up their pets for Islam. Not going to happen. And for Newsom and AOC and other people to jump
subscribe, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Why the hell am I resigning? This is what America thinks. These four-legged people, and I call them people because every time I come home from the studio, I'm like, here's the kids, and I'm petting both of them as they're la 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 la, and I go, kids, you want to go outside? And we run
Okay, I got you.
run over by the water and bark at the ducks and everything else. They're our little kids. God knows we treat them like kids. We got to go to the doctor when they get sick. We got to take them to get groomed, get their hair cut, their nails cut. Our two dogs have never. You want me to piss off an Islamist? Our two dogs have never slept on the floor. Ever. They don't even know let's get me off of this thing. They don't even, I think Robin keeps little nuggets in case they get extra hungry, but she has cooked every single one of their meals. I'll walk in sometimes, wow, that smells good. Not for you. Huh? She'll call Instacart at Publix. Can you bring over a couple rotisserie chickens? Oh, we're having chicken tonight. Not for you. They eat like, people. They don't eat regular dog food. She cooks for the dogs. And I don't know if you have ever had a dog get sick. You remember a month or so ago, Vitus got sick. We had to take him to the emergency room and everything. And so we took him to one emergency room, and then we took him to another emergency room, and they did these tests, and then he had to stay overnight, like 3 nights, and then they come walking out with the bill. Okay, Mr. Cunningham, here's the bill. Huh? Wait a minute. You realize this is not a baby, right? It's a dog. Yes, we realize, but here's the bill. And I thought to myself, so, if I tell these people to F off, I'm not paying it. Are they going to hold my dog for ransom? It crossed my mind. I was like, I am not paying that much money for the dog with the upset stomach. But we paid it because it's worth it to make sure they're healthy. And we treat them like people.
Raise taxes on millionaires or corporations, or he'll have no... repeatedly emphasized he does not want to raise property taxes on New Yorkers already struggling to afford their homes, nor dip into the city's rainy day fund. He's presenting state leaders with an ultimatum to help him fill the $5.4 billion hole in the city budget. Raise taxes on millionaires or corporations, or he'll have no choice but to raise those property taxes. The mayor was asked repeatedly about if New Yorkers would feel betrayed. We're not talking about free buses. We're talking about dipping into the rainy day fund. We're not talking about taxing millionaires. We're talking about taxing working class people.
Somebody in the chat asked me to play it right quick, so that's why I'm playing it.
What we need to do is reckon with the structural nature of this and put ourselves back on the kind of footing that allows us to advance an agenda.
The budget gap is mainly due to ballooning rental
to my chat. I listen,
spending to
I
reduce
read, and
class
listen to the
sizes in
chat.
schools. The mayor says he's already
If
working
it
to
makes
find
sense, I'm gonna
savings
play
throughout
it.
city government. But budget observers like the Citizens Budget Commission call a wealth tax versus property
I can't
tax
play everything, and some of these things I play does have copyright strikes.
Dig into the agencies, identify spending that is helping New Yorkers and keep it, that is not helping New Yorkers and shrink it or eliminating it.
And local leaders who generally support the mayor say a property tax hike is a non-starter.
We have to stand up for homeowners, in particular
You
Black
welcome,
and
Matt.
brown homeowners who have always been disproportionately taxed.
Governor Kathy Hochul has worked with the mayor on the budget and is already pledging more than $3 billion to help pay for his child care plans and to stabilize the budget. She, too, is skeptical of
Thank you, Daniel.
taxes.
I'm not supportive of property tax increase. I don't know that that's necessary, but let's find out what is really necessary for him to close that gap.
The mayor says if he has to do this, and again, he says he really does not want to.
You're welcome, Matt. No problem.
9.5% across the board property tax increase against 3 million homeowners or property owners and 100,000 commercial properties. The Speaker of the City Council, the council would have to approve this, says this is not on the table right now. She wants to work with the mayor to find savings and efficiencies before a tax hike conversation even begins. Live at City Hall, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.
I'm not here to fact check anything. I'm here to just share the stuff. Y'all take it how y'all want to. I can show information all day long on both sides, and it's going to be whatever. So I'm not here to fact check nobody. I'm not here for that. All I'm saying is vote for common sense. It's only two genders. Other than that, let's have some fun and continue.
I know what my dog does. I can't talk to you about what Islamists do, because that would be racist. I don't know if you heard what this
Amazing.
activist in New York said, but dogs are not Islam. They're
Thank
not
you,
part of
guys. Thank
Islam,
you. Thank
and they
you.
shouldn't be in the street. You should not have them in New York City. You should not be able to have a dog in New York City because it's not Islam. I don't care. And you know what? I'd be happy to announce that every dog is a good Christian.
Oh man, rub it in their face. Just no, we're not gonna acquiesce here. Isn't it amazing that they finally hit a line that most of America will think, wait a second, no, yeah, the bridge too far. We'll let you put, tents on our women. We'll let you do some of the crazy stuff.
Right, that's crazy.
Pray in the street 5 times a day. Oh, our dogs.
Thank you. Thank you.
You see, because these bundles of love don't do anything. They just sit there and wait for you to hug them. And then they'll hug you back and they'll come later.
You do fact check, that's good.
On your shoulder. Like, how you doing, Dad? Oh, good. Can I have a little biscuit? Can I have a little treat, please? And that's all they live for. They live for love. And so it is a line at this point.
I talk about my ass.
I am sure.
Talk about mouth,
that's why
not my ass.
You hear it a lot. I am sure tens and hundreds of millions of people were like, yeah, I hate Republicans. I hate those maggots. My dog? They want to take my dog? Oh, you talk about a unifying message. I know some Democrats. I know some Democrats who hate Trump. They think Trump is just the personification of evil. But if you come to take their dogs, quickly, you're going to find out we got something in common. We have more in common than we do different. I bet you love that little dog. I've got, Robin, her brother used to have hunting dogs. I won't even tell you the name of
How y'all criticizing the chat, but y'all in the chat? If you don't like what I'm sharing or showing, get off the chat. If not, like and subscribe.
Where they go up a tree. They love these dogs. And there are plenty of Democrats. You've seen them on boats and everywhere else. Have the little rich people have their nice little fluffy animals. We have found the unification moment. We have found what is going to bring both parties together. You want to take our dogs? Watch how fast they do this. Ooh, hey,
you can't trust Google for everything. You can't trust YouTube for everything. What are you talking about?
You guys know coworkers and friends, maybe some family members have pets who don't like Trump. They're like, hey, you gonna let these people come for your dog? What are you talking about? Oh, they said they're gonna ban dogs. No, they ain't. You know it's true. You know it's true.
That every dog is going to heaven because they've accepted Jesus Christ in their hearts. I'm not going to judge my dog. My dog is a good Christian. What a bunch of bullcrap. They're not Islam. I don't care if they're Islam. Welcome to the West. This is Western Judeo-Christian Western values.
For now, you see, that's the next thing they're going to try and tear down. And you heard AOC say that when she went over there. Oh, this Western culture, it's temporary. This is what they're doing. They're starting to infiltrate culture. They're trying to destroy culture. I think this was a calculated gamble that they went, oops, we went too far. You weren't ready for this one, huh? Oh boy, how did we mess this one up? I thought you said they wanted to have the culture destroyed. They do. So we're going to ban the dogs. Oh, hey, reach too far. Back up.
America, you're killing yourself because you refuse to say anything. You're killing yourself because you refuse to stand up for what you know is right.
But that's nothing new. See, now you're starting, or hopefully you're starting to see where things are headed. Forget November. Forget the midterm. They're already trying it. They're launching it out there. So what was the focus group? How did people respond to us saying we want to ban dogs? Hell no. Okay, so we got to hide that one. We won't bring that up anymore until we take office. But now you know it's coming. But you have to be ready to fight for it. You can't let Sparnsburger type things happen. You can't let Mondami type things happen. You can't think it might be okay. I got a baseball game to go to. I'm not going to go vote tonight. And then you wake up the next day and Mondami is in office. Because what? Did 15% of people in New York vote? That was it? And now look what's happening. Look at what happened in Virginia. Well, that couldn't happen here. You hope not, because they're going to come for your dogs. And that's just the start.
To hell with you. You don't like my dog, that's your right. You say you want to get rid of them because it's not Islamist? You know what? Neither is the United States of America, nor will it ever be. Over my dead body.
Glenn, there's sometimes when I disagree with Glenn and some of the things he says, but I had to clip that because that's where we are. That's where we need to be. We need to start understanding our commonality and fight for that commonality. Don't let these people I never considered Megan to be a black pillar. I cannot believe she went after Randy Fine because of what he said. Oh, that's pathetic, you bigot. She'd be the first one they'd put a muzzle on. They're not going to let the blue-eyed devil continue to operate with impunity. Your entire network, your entire show on Sirius and everywhere else would vanish completely. And then put this tent on and shut up and give me your dog.
Amazing.
Yes. Hope you're a little fired up. That's the idea here. Just get a little bit fired up. So, as Glenn was saying about Western culture and Christianity, I know you haven't seen this unless you've been on X a little bit, but it's coming. You know, they don't believe or think that we should be a Judeo. I could not believe I actually saw this on CNN. This, pray about.
You believe the civil government should be guided and dictated by biblical law, right?
Pamela Brown explores the rise of Christian nationalism. We've never seen it happen as fast as what's happening in the United States right now, and its growing political influence.
I think that Christian nationalism is going to reshape democracy.
In this one nation under God is liberty for all.
We know the way that they treat women. You know how bad it is.
Was she talking about Islam? We know how they treat women. You know how bad it is.
What the?
Huh?
What the?
What exactly is she talking about?
Don't know.
You know how bad they treat women. I thought they were doing something on Christianity.
Well, for the past several months, I've been working on a special project examining the growing influence of Christian nationalism in America. If you're not familiar, Christian nationalism is an ideology rooted in the belief that our country was founded as a Christian nation and that our laws and institutions should reflect Christian values. In the lead up to my hour-long documentary this weekend, we're going to bring you a preview of what you'll see, starting off with the assassination of Charlie Kirk last year. Experts say it was a pivotal moment for the movement and an occasion where the tragedy of his loss unified Christian nationalists and the Trump administration as they honored him.
Movement?
Where?
What does CNN not understand about Christianity?
So they want surreal law, but they want Christianity. What the?
Said there's a massive YouTube outage. It's not me. We're still running. So I don't know. Let me see if our video, the node down here, are we still running? Check 1, 2, and yeah, we're still running here. So I will continue.
Subscribe, everybody.
Again, so we're all good. But anyway,
subscribe. Thank you.
Judeo-Christian movement. This movement's been going on for quite some time. I believe the guy, Jesus Christ, was around 2,000 years ago. I believe way back, people began having churches and ministerial celebrations around Jesus Christ. And then some people from England said, you know what, we don't like it here. We're going to go over there. We're going to found this country on Judeo-Christian beliefs. But CNN's trying to let you know.
It's a good one, Mark.
Huh? I've told you many times that people who watch CNN must be brain dead idiots. It's a new movement. And who told her we needed a special to dig into the movement?
September 21st, 2025.
America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Charles James Kirk was heinously murdered.
That young man, I forgive him.
Prominent Christian nationalist was assassinated. It became a rallying call for those who believed in his message.
Our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immortal.
And it was a call to action.
My charge to all of you, put Christ at the center of your life as he advocated for giving his.
Memorial service was one of the most potent examples of the shift in our culture that we're experiencing right now.
Shift? Wait. Shit. Okay, so I'm 65. I started in grammar school, going to a Christian Catholic school, played CYO sports. That was back in, 1965, 66 when I went to first grade, and it just started. I don't get it. How is it that Christian, quote, nationalism just started? And now it's turned into something radical. You can't believe what's going on right now with these Christian nationalists, these Christians that love America. You understand what they're doing here, right? You see that they're trying to destroy everything we consider important, our culture. And they're labeling it as some new movement. A movement me personally has been involved in for 60 years. I can't even imagine who they're gaslighting this for.
Where a large segment of American Christians are being activated by these ideas, radicalized by these ideas that say that they are the persecuted ones and that they need to stand up for Christians' rights.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I wanted you to see that. I understand YouTube is having some problems, so I may clip this so you guys can see it. And then Sunday, I'll tape that so we can review it on Monday, because I cannot believe that CNN is going forward with that kind of a show to make it seem like what we're doing, the worshiping we do on Sundays and throughout the week. When Robin sends me the verse of the day and, I pray over it, she prays over it. I didn't know we were a, quote, new movement that is being radical. They're trying to paint this to people who watch CNN, which are the radicals themselves, trying to say those are the radicals because they pray to Jesus Christ. They are destroying our culture. They are trying their best to destroy our culture. And we have idiots who keep telling us we're losing. There are idiots out there who say we're going to lose the midterms. I want you to please begin to amplify the message that you want to take our dogs. And I want you to please continue to amplify the message that Christianity is wrong. Go ahead, keep going with that one. You won't have to worry about November. You won't even have to worry about fake IDs and voter ID. Start telling people that we need to get rid of Christianity and get rid of your animals, and you're done forever. But, and it's the big but, we still have these people on the right who are turning on President Trump very badly. I want to show you something. This is a post from The Last Refuge. It goes, this is not a stable mindset. Even one of President Trump's loudest cheerleaders, Sean Ryan, the guy who pushed hard for his election and literally prayed for his victory, has already thrown in the towel after just a year. When your own diehard backers are fed up that fast, it says everything. No, it doesn't say everything, because we don't know why these people are acting the way they're acting. We don't know why they're throwing in the towel. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to play the video that was just, I just showed you. I had to download it and edit it because I always thought Sean Ryan was a very articulate gentleman. His articulation went out the window. There are so many beeps I had to put in here because every other word was an F-bomb. Listen to this.
I've been pretty quiet about Pam Bondi in front of Congress the other day, talking about how the Dow's up to 50,000. Nobody gets, because what you should be talking about is how you are going to investigate and prosecute any pedophiles that are running around on Epstein Island that you're affiliated with. But we didn't talk about that, did we? Oh, and what's the excuse? What was the excuse? Oh, if we prosecute everybody, the whole system would go down. Well, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like how Trump ran his campaign. Let's drain the swamp. Doesn't that sound a lot like draining the swamp? It actually is drain the swamp served up to you on a f***ing silver platter. But you're not going to take it, are you? You're going to protect pedophiles. You're going to protect pedophiles rather than go after them and hope that everybody's happy that the Dow hit 50,000. Are you f***ing out of your mind?
Amazing.
I have no words. I have no words. In February of 2026,
Thank you.
their true colors. That's why I wonder, is this a psyop? Were they told to do this? People who understood we couldn't have Kamala in, and like that, not just a little bit. They're hot. They're pissed off, and he's astute enough to know what can and can't be charged. He's been around enough, and he's talked to enough people where he knows there's no evidence. An email doesn't mean anything. Sean knows that. Most people know that. Then why?
Stormtrooper, oh man. Worked for UPS to call himself a trucker.
Drain
Oh wow.
the swamp campaign promise was another bullshit lie, huh? Man, the lies are stacking up fast. I've never seen so many lies appear in, what, a year? It's only been a year. Look at all the fucking lies.
Now, I see this comment, and the comment says, why do you disagree with that, Barry? Okay, very simple, easy answer. Very easy answer. They indicted him, crossed the country. They impeached him twice. They invaded his home. They went through his wife's underwear drawer and violated her. They tried to take his businesses, his real estate, his property.
Right.
Tried to kill him at least twice that we know of. So why do I disagree? Because you don't know what he's doing, and I don't know what he's doing. But there's no way a man who's been victimized and weaponized against the way Trump has is going to let this all go by the wayside.
Hello. I'll play 2 more videos. More information about Madani.
Property tax increase. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
Thank you guys for being in the chat. Appreciate it.
Wealthy.
Name is Deontay. Thank you guys for being in the chat. Really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. And make sure you hit all. Thank you. One more video after this one.
And when he says wealthy, he means those who make more than $1 million per year and corporations. If you can't tax them, then he will institute a 9.5% personal property tax increase on all New York City.
Thank you for the gifts, everybody.
So,
thank you for the gifts.
what does this mean? The wealthy may say, you know what? I don't want to get taxed that crazy amount. I don't want to have to pay more than what I'm paying. I'm going to leave.
007, thank you.
You're going to have a big piece of the tax base that just vanishes overnight. So all these lofty goals and dreams that Zohran has, free this and all that will go out the window. And then the poor population won't be able to contribute. They're not going to pay taxes anyway. So all you're going to do is squeeze the middle class with that very high property tax rate because they probably can't leave. So are you going to have a more affordable, as you said, New York City, Zohran, or is it going to be much more expensive with fewer services and an overall a decline in the quality of life? Now, before I go any further, let's get to a few videos. Of course, I will link to everything in the description box if you want to see it and hear it without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
For those who have watched budget after budget, it is tempting to assume that we are engaging in the same dance as our predecessors. Let me assure you, nothing about this is typical. That's why our solutions won't be either. There are 2 paths to bridge this gap. The first is the most sustainable and the fairest path. This is the path of ending the drain on our city and raising taxes on the richest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations. The onus for resolving this crisis should not be placed on the backs of working and middle-class New Yorkers. If we do not fix this structural imbalance and do not heed the calls of New Yorkers to raise taxes on the wealthy, this crisis will not disappear. It will simply return, year after year, forcing harder and harsher choices each time. And if we do not go down the first path, the city will be forced down a second, more harmful path. Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes.
Damn.
Again, 9.5% increase in property taxes if he cannot tax the wealthy. All right, let's keep on going here. Now, here's a brief breakdown on some of the numbers, some of the budget issues, because the issue is right now they have a $2.2 billion budget shortfall, and next year it'll be a $10.4 billion budget shortfall for a grand total of $12.6 billion. And that number sounds very familiar. We'll get to that a little bit more a little bit later.
I have two questions also. One of the ways you're balancing the budget, as you've said, is to pretty significantly draw down these reserves. They're, generally intended for even more dire times than this one, perhaps, the recession. I'm just wondering if this, I know this is just your first offer and there's negotiation coming, but how committed are you to drawing down the reserves as substantially as you have in this? And my second question is, when do your labor negotiations start? Have you budgeted any kind of placeholder for that?
So I'll start with the first question. If we can actually bring the slide back to this exactly right here. So what the second path forces us to do is to utilize the rainy day fund and the retiree health benefits trust reserve. Now, as you can see in fiscal year 28, we do put investments back into those very reserves because we want the city to be on firm financial footing. However, there is a reason that we did not include these in our city's attempts to get to 5.4 billion, because these are the rating of reserves that we do not want to pursue. These are the kinds of reserves that what we would rather do is ensure that they remain as they are so that the city can be on firm financial footing. However, in order to get to this point of closing the gap on both this fiscal year and the next fiscal year, we are forced to raid the rainy day fund, the retiree health benefits trust reserve, and to increase property taxes across these other years.
All right, so there we go. That's explanation a little bit. Now, here's something I wanted to show you guys because this is a pretty crazy statistic. Okay, now look. How is it that the entire state of Florida has a lower budget than New York City? The entire state and the population, 23 million people in Florida, only 8.5 million in New York City. Now, some of y'all are going to say, well, New York City's not Florida. I understand that. But look at the numbers. 8.5 million people compared to 23 million people. It doesn't take that much. All these services, all this stuff, it don't take that much to run New York City. I know it's highly condensed. People in one area, you got a lot of services, but still, that's just really crazy. I think what's happening here is he is spending too much. He is spending entirely too much money. That's the ultimate problem. Now, let's keep going here. Okay, here's an article from New York Post. You see what it says? Zoran is going to have $127 million budget, up $11 billion, not $11, up $11 billion from this year. Now, again, remember that number, 12.6 billion budget shortfall. He's going to spend 11 billion more from this year. Like, what's going on? Okay, and then again, there's that 9.5% property tax hike right there. Just so you know, I'm not making it up. This is right on New York Post. Okay, now let's keep going. We got something else to show. This is going to be Eric Adams in 2023, and I covered this video back when he said it. He was warning about a potential 12 billion budget shortfall because of the migrant crisis. Because remember, they got a lot of migrants during Biden's term, and it cost them billions of dollars. Now, I'm not sure if the current budget shortfall is as a result of this, but what I do know is that Zoran still wants to have 1.2 billion to spend on migrants now. Like, he wants 1.2 billion of new spending to spend on migrants. Let's watch this clip from 2023. Check it out.
We turned this city around in 20 months. And then what happened? Started with a madman down in Texas, decided he wanted to bus people up to New York City. 110,000 migrants. We have to feed, clothe, house, educate the children, wash their laundry sheets, give them everything they need, health care. And this team here, we stated, let's do everything possible before we have to push it out into neighborhoods and communities. Month after month, I stood up and I said, this is going to come to a neighborhood near you. Well, we're here. We're here. We're getting no support on this national crisis, and we're receiving no support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just in Venezuela. Now we're in Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We have a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut every service in this city.
Pause. You said it right there. We're going to have a $12 billion deficit. And where are we at right now? A $12.6 billion deficit. Now, the deficit can be fixed if they stop the spending, but I digress.
It's going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you ask me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized?
Yeah, man, the Democrats, they eat their own. They tear each other apart. So you gonna get their agenda. They tear you apart.
Movement to say,
name
calling.
calling.
What this mayor is trying to do, and they're destroying New York City. It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to.
So Eric Adams agreed with Trump about the immigrant crisis. They turned their back on.
15,000. I'm telling you now, with 110,000, the city we knew we're about to lose.
There we go. So again, this is 2023. Eric Adams, then mayor of New York City, warning that they would face a $12 billion budget deficit, and now we get a $12.6 billion budget deficit. Again, $2.2 billion this year and $10.4 and 27. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to New York City. Hopefully you guys can stop all the spending because it's ridiculous. You guys are spending too much money. That's the bottom line. You're spending too much money. Now, I think Zoran wants to reduce the spending after this big budget deficit to 12.6. Yeah, of course, because that, in my opinion, might be the migrant carryover.
Right.
In order to have city services be the same as before, it's going to take a whole bunch of money. That's just the bottom line. Now, I think they could do it in a more efficient manner. Again, the whole state of Florida, the entire state, you're talking about 10 billion less than New York City. I want someone to explain that to me. It doesn't make much sense. Reduce the spending and you won't have to squeeze the middle class for more and more and more cash that they don't have. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Zoran Mamdani's plan to hike up the property tax rate by 9.5% and or taxing the wealthy? Will it work? Will it be effective? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. You should just stop the spending. It's too much spending, too many services. That's just the bottom line. You got to do that. And also, The migrant spending, it shouldn't be no more migrant spending. Listen, the border is closed. It shouldn't be any more migrant spending. Now, of course, that 1.2 is a lot less than that 12 billion or so number that's kicking around that they spent on the migrants during Biden's term. It's less, but still, it shouldn't be any migrant spending. And if he's talking about 1.2 billion in migrant spending and raising taxes, then obviously he's raising taxes to pay for the migrants. Whether it's the 12.6, that's the migrant cost, or the 1.2, or a combination. We can see what's going on here. And if I was a resident of New York City, I would not like this one bit.
Nope, we're not like it.
Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below.
Anthony Brown, they voted for it.
This video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and
subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to his, subscribe to mine.
Peace.
This will be the last one. Nick Shirley for the win.
You're down here on the streets of San Francisco. We got Do That right here, Big Snacks.
Nick Shirley.
Let's get through there. What can we expect to see today?
In Cali.
The cop said it's relatively safe.
I know you with us, so it's gonna be relatively safe. Honestly, it get dirty, very nasty, very nasty, very.
Right, subscribe, everybody.
Gonna get into it.
Awesome, let's do it. Here we go. How you doing, Grinch? Is it booming here in San Francisco business?
No, it's slow because it's winter.
Yeah. But for Grinch, might be doing pretty well.
You say Nick Fuentes. Who cares about Nick Fuentes? Denounce MAGA. I'm not going to denounce MAGA. America first. No matter what, who the president is. Nick Fuentes. Yeah.
Doing as well as anyone can do.
And I'm from Chicago.
By capitalism. So, yeah.
What's your name?
From the West Side.
JJ Smith, the legend JJ Smith here. Tell us about the city, JJ.
The city is a beautiful San Francisco. Look where you at. You got Macy. That's one of the best stores that's around here.
And what's retail theft like here?
The retail theft here is horrible.
Thank you guys for being in the chat. Appreciate it. 2 hours and 30 minutes in. Thank you guys for being with me. And stay with me. Let's continue.
They free, scot free.
Wow, how long you been living out here for?
I've been in San Francisco all my life.
How have you seen this city change?
Well, that's for you, young. That's how you feel.
This area that's like not too far from here, like 2 blocks down from here.
Make everything great again.
The worst area that's in San Francisco right now. It's called
Make the food in America great again. Make being an adult great again. Make being a kid for these kids great again. Make everything great. Period.
If you look at
we can do it as people.
It's not a homeless crisis. What's going on now? It's a drug crisis. They are acting like it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Only reason why they act like it's not a big deal because it hasn't affected them or their family or their friends. They just look at it like it's just something normal. It's not normal.
All right, one second, we got somebody coming out here. How you doing?
What's up? I didn't mean to interrupt. What are you guys talking about today?
We're live right now. We're seeing what San Francisco's like.
What's up, folks? Yeah, it's live out here, man. In San Francisco. I work for this company right here, so I'm selling bus tour tickets.
That's
I
what's
got
up.
out of prison like.
Subscribe, everybody.
Yeah,
Let's grow together. Let's grow together.
Turn my life around, you know.
Like and subscribe.
The drug use is pretty bad down here in the 10 million district.
I don't like this whole harm reduction. You know what I mean? They go around handing out needles and brand new pipes. They're spending money on that when they could be spending money on good programs like the one I'm in to get people.
Thank you.
A lot of times people don't want help.
Were you on drugs before you went to jail?
Yeah.
And did you get clean inside jail?
Yeah. A lot of people don't even realize that they want to get clean because they're so stuck in their addiction. When you're so caught up in your addiction, you don't want to get clean. It takes going to jail to get your mind right, and then you realize, damn, do I really want to be stuck out on the streets for the rest of my life? So the city, they want to baby people and be like, no, they don't need jail time. Drugs is not a crime. But in reality, it's a psychological thing. You know what I mean? You got to fix their mental health before anything. It sounds tough to lock up for simple drugs. But
no, young. This happened under the Biden situation.
Lock them up for a year, offer them a good program.
This been going on for like decades. So this before Trump became president. What happened in Minnesota and California? This stuff been going on way before Trump. Even in Chicago, they had some quality living center building.
Passing out needles and pipes and everything, right? You see them give them a pipe, right? Here, take that. You see them give them a needle, right? Have you ever seen them give them any information for treatment? No, but I'm sure they do, though. Why are you for sure they do? Because that's part of their job description. I think they don't do it. San Francisco harm reduction does not
offer drug treatment. They do not offer it to nobody.
Really?
And I studied that. I did multiple videos on going to harm reduction, asking them, do y'all have any information for treatment? They got San Francisco AIDS Foundation and they got Glide Memorial. Both of them will tell you, no, we don't have no information for drug treatment. But they do have free pipe for you if you want that.
So what's the point of getting harm reduction if they're never going to actually keep the person away from the harm?
It's like a circle. If we keep giving you these needles and calling it safe use, we keep giving you these pipes calling it safe use, we can keep getting funding saying we helping people. But actually, that's not actually helping people. That's keeping them out there on the streets addicted. But they have a warehouse around this corner. You can look at the doors. It's filled up from the ground to the wall of harm reduction supplies. Full of needles, full of crack pipes, and full of everything you can imagine. What's safe use about using fentanyl? What's safe about using fentanyl? What's safe about using a clean pipe? A clean pipe and a dirty pipe, you still go OD regardless.
Oh, yeah, look
Damn.
at right here. Bunch of poop. Bunch of poop here on the streets. Look, I got poop on my shoe already. I got poop on my shoe already out here in the fentanyl.
Damn.
Right, here we go, everybody. We're
Not the Jordans.
We're in it.
Just playing. I don't know if you got on
You
Jordans or
playing
not.
some lottery? You win anything today? No. Nothing? Look, Merry Christmas. We got you a lottery ticket. Let's see if you win something. Lucky winner. She's scratching right now. Let's see if she wins. Nothing? Nothing. What's your story?
I'm Denisha Jones. My mother's Patricia. My dad's Calvin. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to get my life together. I'm 35, 45 actually.
Do you have any kids?
2 kids. There was my mother down in Georgia.
What brought you out here to San Francisco?
I've always lived here. I'm supposed to be going to Georgia to my mother's house, but I never leave. They were handing out new shoes today at the Christmas truck.
Really? They're handing out shoes today?
I was able to get some.
The Walking Dead. Damn, that's not good.
2 blocks up.
Not
I
good.
live by Glide. They're still doing it.
All lives matter.
I don't like to be on camera.
Okay, no worries.
And health.
Have a great rest of your day, man. Got the bathrooms out here, people. Public bathrooms. More poop out here. Goodness. They spend $80 million a year cleaning up poop here. Did you know they spend $80 million a year cleaning up poop?
Man.
That's what it said on the internet.
$80 million cleaning up poop.
Yep.
That's a lot of poop.
Wow.
People just live here. How you guys doing? You guys selling? You're doing laundry right now. Do you live here? Do you live in the car? Live in the car. How long you been living out here for?
6-7 months.
What brought you out here to San Francisco? The drugs. Yeah. Where were you living before? And so you say you guys came here for the fetties. Just because here you can get fentanyl a lot easier than you can in most places.
Yep.
Are you still actively using? You seem like a pretty high functioning user. Like, no, yeah, it is. Because we've seen a lot of people. We haven't seen that many people here bent over today.
Yeah.
We haven't gone too deep into the tenderloin.
Oh yeah, you'll start to see them.
And what makes you want to keep doing fentanyl? When you see people here overdosing, does it ever worry you? Like, if I keep doing this, I'm going to find myself OD'd one of these days?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. I've OD'd myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something you can just quit overnight. You know what I'm saying? It's easier said than done.
Yeah. Do you have any kids? Yeah. Where are they at?
It's the homie. Not here. Let's see what you bro. Good.
All right. Well, best of luck. What's going on? How you doing? How old are you?
2-3.
23. What are you doing out here on the tenderloin today?
Chilling, man. You know what I mean? Just getting money.
Yeah, money. What do you do to get money?
Doing your thing, hustling.
Doing your thing,
You
hustling.
gotta get the paper, get it how you live.
Figure out how you live. Where do you see yourself?
Huge.
Man, I see
Thanks for
myself
being in the chat.
mansion,
Yeah, man.
Like 4 5 foreign whips.
How many foreign girls are going to be in that mansion?
Shit, I got like 30 hoes now. I might have 110.
Really?
You feel me?
You got 30 girls on the roster right now?
Yep, they love me. Popping for a profit, you dig? I just look like this, you feel me? But catch me on a different day, you dig?
Have a good rest of your day.
Yep.
Yeah, you too. How you doing,
Subscribe, everybody.
Okay. Are you guys able to just set up a shop anywhere here on the streets? You guys got a Nintendo Switch and everything. This building
Damn, you got a Switch.
Sleeping out here. Business owners and residents actually sued either the state or the city of San Francisco because people weren't able to open up their businesses. Do you guys know who runs these businesses here?
What's the hotels? But ain't no telling what they be occupying doing. Low income housing.
Smells like P out here. Police station right here on the corner. How you doing, man? What are you guys up to today? For delivery. From Amazon or could be.
Thank you, okay? Thank you, Sam. Thank you for nice help. Okay?
Boomerang. This guy right here got the tinfoil out. What drugs he doing?
No way. It's not good, man. We are humans. Nobody should be looking like that or treated like that
Similar equipment.
or put themselves in that situation.
He's out here
Not
lighting up
good.
tinfoil.
I'm keep saying, pray, pray, pray.
Meanwhile, that guy just walked by us. Normal guy walking through here. Are most of the people from the Bay Area, or do you think they come here? Like that one guy we were talking about doing laundry.
A lot of people came here got stuck. Yeah, a lot of them were like visitors, travelers, tourists, and they get stuck here because of getting lured in by locals from the area that lure them in. Hey, come try this, or hey, you want to get high, or looking for coke. I don't have coke, but I have this. And, now they're getting hooked on other drugs. Life in shambles. They probably got kids at home. A lot of these people got family looking for them right now.
How you doing, sir?
No speak English.
¿Español?
Español.
Ah, ¿cuánto tiempo lleva aquí? Yo también.
Llevo aquí casi 3 años.
3 años. 3 years.
Yes. Chicago is messed up at the moment.
Aquí hace nada más que 8 meses que estoy aquí en San Francisco.
Why'd you come here to San Francisco? ¿Por qué viniste a San Francisco?
Porque tenía un primo y para mejoría el salario. Aquí se paga mejor que allá en Miami. En Miami el salario es muy bajo.
Yeah, he said they pay a lot better here in San Francisco than they do in Miami. How much are you making? ¿Cuánto está ganando por día?
Estoy ganando a $24.80 la hora.
Oh, $24 an hour here. And what are you doing? You clean up the streets? ¿Qué estás haciendo?
Limpio cleaner. Limpio la calle,
most of the blue states are all trash.
La mierda, no.
Literally.
Poop. He says the poop. Poop. A lot of poop here.
Poop. Todo cleaner, poop. Watch.
The blue state got the most of the Section 8 and most of the SNAP benefits. All blue states. SNAP and Section 8.
Gotcha. So, what can you tell us about this police station being right here? Meanwhile, you got people doing drugs.
Nothing wrong with it, but they abuse it. Nothing wrong with Section 8 and SNAP, but they abuse it.
Needles and foil, all the gear they need to basically kill themselves or enable them. So it's a big problem out here in the community, and we need change, and we need change fast.
I just can't believe this park's right here. Meanwhile,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the red state have it.
Kids are at school right now.
I'm not saying the red state is perfect either.
After school, they all
When it comes to these blue states, they abuse it.
children. They are supervised.
So this is the
Nothing wrong with getting the help.
police station.
But get the help and then get off of it and become a better person with it.
On drugs, I don't know.
Not a generational thing. SNAP, Section 8 should not be a generational hand down. Should not be. After you get back in your feet, yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nice here, but certainly people are doing drugs or not. Can you penalize anything out here? Actually, we do have a police officer right here. Are you undercover police or police officer? Just never seen a police officer in that uniform. How are you guys doing? So, officer, are drugs?
I'm in the middle of something.
Okay, well, I'll give you a quick second. Sorry. Are drugs decriminalized here?
No, drugs are not a crime here.
So,
It's not a crime.
so drugs are decriminalized.
Basically, yeah.
So, what's this police officer writing this person up for right here?
These are undercover police out here. They do stings on people who sell drugs on the streets out here, but no telling what he's doing now.
How long could somebody stay out here like this before they get moved?
They can stay out here like this until DPW and the police decide. They move them around. It's like
Subscribe.
right? So they go from one block to the next. They can stay here all day, up to 2 or 3 days, and then they come and they clear them out and pressure wash the street. They do a little bit of cleaning, and then they just come right back. It's like a never-ending cycle.
Passed out right here. This guy's stuck in his wheelchair.
Okay, Jason, that's what's up, man.
What the heck is going on here?
So you an insider. That's what's up.
I'm just curious, what's it like running a business here on the 10-to-1?
Before pandemic is very good, but now there's a lot of homeless around here, and then a lot of rich guys here, and a lot of maybe people live here and they move. The business is unstable now.
Who are your customers? Are they people here from the street or people come inside?
Before that, lots of
You already know, Matt spent $1 billion and $20 million in debt, if not more than that.
See everything like this, that's all so terrible. And then sometimes homeless or some crazy guy they will come in and get
$2 billion,
man,
man.
and then customer will feel scared. So that's why lots of people.
And she in debt. She should be in jail for being in debt like that. $20 million in debt and not in jail. That's crazy. Wesley Snipes went to jail for tax. Well, can't compare really.
Business closed, and then the more
That's a lot of money, though.
people lay off. It means people will move out of the town, so our business will get worse. Lots of hotel they will close. Yeah.
So why do you stay here?
If we don't stay here, I don't know where we can go, and it means
Yep, 110 days, $2 billion gone.
Because now
That's crazy.
If you close this restaurant, so one, you have no business, you cannot earn money, and also even if we have a restaurant here, some residents that live around here, they like our food, they still can come in.
How many customers are you guys getting on a day here?
Whole day. Before, usually we have more than 60 orders or something. It doesn't including the catering. But now every day just like 20 or something. So
really,
yeah,
you just killed business here.
Pretty good restaurant because they're clean. They clean here. Their food is good.
Yeah, and we ask sometimes our old customer come back. We ask them, it's terrible here, and then move out.
What's your restaurant's called?
Lynn's Kitchen.
Lynn's Kitchen. If I was a business owner like this, man, I'd be so mad at the city. Gosh, people out here guys walking around with a needle in his mouth. I look at this whole entire street. Businesses are closed. Here's another business. Here's
Nick should go to Chicago.
But nobody's inside of it. But all the seats are up.
What's that, Madison and Laramie?
When Xi Jinping came here, the president of China,
Weston and Roosevelt,
all of these streets,
Austin and Division, Lake and Laramie, Central Lake, those spots in Chicago, Nick Shirley should go check out.
Street overdose response team. So they have bands.
Lake and Pulaski.
I've never seen the street overdose response team. Let's see if they're going to do a recovery. Oh, whoa, what? This guy's falling over on his bike right now. You all right, sir? Or, here. You got to get off the bike. You got to lift your leg over your bike.
One and you all, baby. Jesus, Jesus, I know. Why didn't you call me and love it is?
Wow.
Hypey, you then.
What are you up to today?
Don't know.
Talking to my counselor.
And what brought you out here onto the streets?
I gave birth here, and then my partner went to Quentin, and he died from fentanyl.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Damn.
Are you in the process of getting
Condolences. Wow.
In the process. Yeah, not fentanyl, but I'm in the processes.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck in that process. We haven't really talked about how the fentanyl gets here, but we know a lot of it is coming over from the border, right?
Well, the fentanyl is mainly controlled by the Honduras gang, which they call themselves Hondos. They the main people that populate that sells the fentanyl in this area.
So the Honduran migrants that come over here.
Yeah. They got their whole street of Faro between Hyde and Larkin. They up there.
How easy is it for one field to go and get fentanyl right now if they wanted to?
Protect that man.
All it takes is $4 to get a hit.
Really? $4 here?
$4. That's cheap as a cell phone.
Yeah, how are people making their money out here?
They steal, panhandle, but majority all of it is coming from stealing. Selling their EBT cards.
Damn.
They Social Security checks. But the easiest way that they all have is stealing.
You guys doing? Do you guys work here for the city? Huh? You guys work for the city here?
You work for the city?
Yeah. One of you walk down with me down this way? We're live right now. Cool, we got someone to walk down with us. We got Brooker T. Jones with us, so we got to make sure she stays safe.
I've been here a year.
I'm a supervisor. In this first year, in this year, what's the craziest thing you've seen so far?
We had a couple ODs. We reversed it, though, brought them back. I see a lot of crazy stuff out here, man.
I've seen somebody hanging from a building just like a few weeks ago, actually.
This is piss and shit city.
Oh, wow. Piss and shit city.
Get it together right now, but it's hard.
Wow. He said it. Piss and shit city. Let somebody else say it. There'd be an uproar.
But we working on it.
Amazing.
Yeah, make sure this guy in the cookies has
He said it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Keep moving through.
Bro, why y'all doing that shit?
We're with that guy right here.
Putting you on it.
Hey, nobody putting you on. You're good. You're good. You too. Hey, you're good. You're good. Whoa. You got penciled over.
Talking about shit like that.
Damn.
People just be doing whatever, bent over. You should see some of these guys out here, man. And some of them so bent over, they can't even stand up straight anymore. That's real dangerous out here, man. I wish people would get it together and do something different with their lives to them.
Democrat City, y'all voted for this trash. What y'all voted for? Look at this. Stop voting blue no matter who. Stop voting blue no matter who.
Holy Cal, yeah, just keeps going on this side. Yeah, come on, we can walk this side. All right.
And if you voting blue, don't go to a red state voting blue. It makes no sense.
Keep walking this guy. Cool guy right here. How you guys doing? Doing great, doing great. Wow.
It's a lot of people around here that don't like to be recorded, but they do the negative as far as come around.
It's very obvious to see who was the drug dealer in that group over there, right? As soon as we
know.
walked up, he put up the mask.
This is what you call getting lost in the sauce city.
I've overdosed on fentanyl.
How'd you overdose on fentanyl?
I used to be out here lost in the sauce for about 12 years.
Lost in the
I wanted to
sauce.
do, like uppers, and then I decided to do
Subscribe.
different upper. Thought I was smoking crack, and turned out to be fentanyl. I died right there on Golden Gate High.
So what made you want to change?
That right there was the day I really opened my eyes. But what really made me want to change was my son. I had my son. My son got me up out of these streets.
Blessings.
The day he came was the day I did not look back. And now I'm trying to go to school. Someone saved me. So so when I tasted what I smoked,
Right now you a testimony, man.
I
You
went
got a
straight to my
testimony
friend.
to share.
I was like Narcan because I never did it before.
That's the
And,
gospel right there. Good news. That's it right there.
I guess I'm laid out in the street, and the Narcan didn't work for me. I got Narcan 11 times. It was 2 in my leg, the rest all nasal, and my dad's roommate happened to be right there, and he actually gave me mouth to mouth until the fire department came, and that's what said my life was still breathing, not the Narcan.
So now you're a survivor, you're a success, you turn your life around.
Yeah, and now I got a full-time job. I'm a great dad. I'm a father to a 1-year-old boy, and I got one on the way.
We love to hear a success story like that.
City. You know, I terrorized it so long, and now I'm just want to get back to it.
So say this lady right here, she's on drugs.
Yeah,
you want to get off drugs?
Yeah, you can just go to Help Right 360 and just be there early in the morning. And it's first come, first serve
Pick a
basis, but
side.
they have beds every day for somebody, for at least 5 people. I couldn't do that. I've done it. I've tried it. It took me to go to jail. But I walked up to a cop and told him, hey, I got warrants. And that was how I got clean.
Really?
That's the only way I knew I could get clean is if I walk in, if I go to the place where I can't get it.
We talked to another person today who also used to be an addict, and then he said he went to jail, and then there he had to get clean.
Yeah, that's where I got clean.
Who's trying to cut you guys out?
We're not trying to fund this. We need a budget funding cut, and that's what we're trying to get. They sent us all 311 of us layoff letters.
Really?
Yeah.
And so
Major layoff.
Major layoff.
And if that doesn't, the city, what the Tin Loins is now, it hasn't been like this in forever. And it's going to go right back to what it was.
So we came on a low day.
Yeah, this was a great day. Oh, right up here. You see the street or you don't even see a cigarette butt?
So here in the streets, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen out here?
You know, we got women giving birth on sidewalks. We got babies, stillborn babies being found in porta potties. Grown men jumping off rooftops, like jumping off the buildings. I've been shot at a few times.
Really, you've been shot at by who?
Random people. There's a lot of random violence that happens out here. There's a lot of chaos and lawlessness. It's still the Wild West out here, I would say.
So, I mean, a lot of these people could be a bit schizophrenic, right? If they are on drugs, they could get voices in their head saying, shoot that guy.
There are a lot of people on the streets who are not only suffering mental health-wise, but also physically.
Do you think most of these people are out here by choice, by circumstance?
It goes both ways, right? You got some people say that they out here because the housing market is high, but none of that has anything to do with it. Because if you look at it, majority of everybody that's out here is between the ages of 18 and 29. Now, a lot of them, I spoke to a lot of parents, and they want their kids home, but the kids don't want to go home because they got to do this. Let me give you a prime example. I had a brother. My brother owned a home. He had a 6-figure salary, but he went to jail a lot too. He couldn't use drugs at home. He has his own house. His wife told him he can't use the drugs there with the kids, so he came here to the streets.
What the?
He came here to the streets. The city gave him a free apartment, even though he owned a home. They gave him a free apartment. I watched him come down on this block right there, buy some
Reparation.
drugs. And after he bought the drugs, an hour later, I got a phone call that he died in overdose. Inside of the free apartment that the city gave him here. So the only thing the city did is facilitate him to commit suicide. Because he got his drugs, he got the free equipment from them, and he went back into his room and used the drugs.
He didn't have to complete any rehab before they gave him this free apartment, huh?
No, he didn't have to do none of that.
Man. But they gave him all the paraphernalia?
They gave him all the paraphernalia. But he was a homeowner, though.
Yeah.
So why would you give a homeowner a free house? Anybody can go and get one. You just got to sign up and go through the steps they want you to go through, and they'll give you a free place. Since you've been walking the streets today, you've been on multiple blocks around here. Have you seen any city agency out here walking, helping people?
No, just the guys that we're just talking to.
That's Urban Outcome. They got a job to protect the area. But I'm talking about any people out here offering them treatment, offering them rehab.
No, I've seen overdose vans, but they're getting the problem after it's already done.
After it's already
done.
done.
Why don't they get to the root of the problem?
If you stick around long enough, you'll see the white van.
Like you making it divided.
Until the white van pulls up and they come stacking bodies. JJ and I have both seen this thousands of times.
I filmed 8 ODs this year probably. I filmed a few coming out of here. Now take a look. This is all people want to do.
Yeah. Hunched over right here. Wow. He just injected.
Damn. Right there.
Their scalps are.
That's from picking. That's from the drugs.
This is a hotel right here. Civic Center Inn right here. So that hotel got completely shut down.
Well,
they haven't been able to sell it. They're renting it out to
They're
somebody.
renting it out to undocumented people, I'm pretty sure. Like people who have enough money to rent a low-income facility, but they don't want to go by the books.
Really? So they're renting it out to illegal migrants.
Yeah, but these guys are from everywhere, not just like Central America, South America. They got people from all over. This alley right here is really bad. All of the alley is infamous. A lot of overdoses. Definitely
Gosh, look at this. Wow, look at the backside of this right here. It's filled with garbage in the backside of here. Interesting. Someone's over there shooting up.
There's no way that you should come to San Francisco, the beautifulest city of California, to see things like this.
Yeah, good.
A hotel that's shuttered, they can't be open. It's impossible to open because people jump over this fence and break into the tourists' rooms, and they can't get no protection because Prop 47.
Yeah, Prop 47. Prop 47 sounds like it was kind of the downfall of San Francisco.
It is one of the biggest downfalls of San Francisco when they stop making crime illegal. Not illegal. See, it used to be a time when a person get caught with a crack pipe. The police give them a ticket. Normally they don't show up to jail court for that ticket. So when the police see them again, they get arrested on the warrant. Now they got that warrant. They can sit in jail for 2, 3, 4, 5 days on that warrant. And during that 3, 4, 5 days on that warrant, they can change their thinking because they not got no drugs in their system. The drugs left their system. Now that's the time that you can get them to go back in treatment, to get into treatment. Because they had that time out away from drugs. Now you can't arrest them for having a crack pipe.
Thank you.
How could you arrest them for having a crack pipe? That's one city department giving it to them, and then another city department arresting them for it. So they made it legal now to have drug paraphernalia.
The best choice somebody might have had was to go to jail. The two people that I've talked to that have King Queen today in this stream have been people that went to jail and then they were able to finally think clear because they were able to get everything out of their system and they were able to get clean. But now people can just walk around with drug paraphernalia and nothing happens to them.
Nothing happens to them.
So
it's not don't get me wrong, it's not the police's fault.
Yeah.
It's the city hall fault because they making it legal. The city commission don't want them to arrest people for having drug paraphernalia because their excuse is you arrested people for using drugs or arrested a person for on drugs. That's not what it is. They arrested someone because they're in possession of illegal drugs.
We're wrapping our day up here in San Francisco. Look, right here. Oh, geez, look at this Mercedes-Benz completely bashed into. Yeah, it's probably been stolen, this car. Plates on it.
Damn.
Oh, how are you? Good. Can we talk to you really quick?
About what?
Yeah, you got the ski mask on. You got some plants in your hand.
Oh, I just don't want them to think that I was a transgender.
Oh, yeah. What you're transgender?
Somebody who's been rumors. And so
Oh,
I just
wow.
didn't want them to
Like and subscribe.
to say whether or not I am or not. I mean, obviously, I'm in a skirt, so you think I'm female. I don't know. Maybe my appearance, they altered my appearance, and so it doesn't, like on my driver's license, like if they have an expired one, they're using me. So on the expired one, my face looks different.
Okay.
The FBI changed my face.
Really?
So it doesn't
Could
appear
you take off the mask?
I mean, if you really want me to, yeah.
Oh, good. Booker T. Jones saying you're darling, beautiful lady right here, man.
I'm just not ready yet,
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're worried that people can accuse you for a transgender?
But yeah, that's what they've been saying, like that I was a man.
Damn.
You're not, right?
No, not a man at all.
Wow.
They just keep saying I'm a man, and I don't know. I just yeah, I'm not a man at all. Oh.
Oh. What's your name, ma'am?
Are you
Crack is whack. Yes, it is.
Here's a scratch off, man. You might be able to make some money.
Oh, what
Here, this is the last one.
Mel.
Merry Christmas.
Mel.
Mel.
Mel, yeah, you call me Mel.
Where are you from, Mel?
From Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
What brought you out here to the streets of Oregon? The streets of San Francisco.
Oh, I've been here for a while. I used to live in Berkeley.
Oh wow.
I used to live in Berkeley. Like I went to school here. I went to Paul Mitchell. I went to like cosmetology school, and then you know I moved to Oregon to you know I was there like about 7 years. You know, 7-8 years. I mean, I had a family there. You know.
Where are your mom and dad at?
Well, currently, right now, we had to separate because of security reasons. They, my folks are like big people. They're like really important people. Like they work for the president and stuff.
Oh.
And so, they're like, yeah, they're like FBI and stuff. So they're big time.
Well, Mel, we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.
Stay safe out here.
We're considered like terrorists. So.
Oh wow.
It's kind of like but you know we have a lot of good attention, a lot of unwanted attention, a lot of identity theft, a lot of you know impersonation, you know, definitely because they're impersonating me because they said I don't appear to look like my old self. So they're just like they've saved my life. I'm basically on hold right now, so I'm kind of like in a cover, but my cover wasn't for me to be a man. So that's all. I just want them to know that.
All right, you guys, go ahead and end this live. I'll be back probably Saturday evening. But then I appreciate you guys. Let's grow together. I'm doing is sharing information. Take it how you want to. I'm a Trump supporter, American first. I'm not here to force nobody to be that at all. Just vote for common sense. Stop voting blue no matter who. Like and subscribe. Hit all. I'll be back. If anything pops up, I'll be back live again. Here to share. God bless.